wait a few minutes until everyone is here and then we
No, no.
start.
Karama, it's already 10, 11. We have to start. Let's start
Okay.
and have Yasmin. We can start.
Until the restream starts, it takes 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining Doctors Against Genocide weekly webinar today. Today is the first webinar of 2026. Hopefully this will be a better year than 2025. Happy New Year to everyone in our global community. Happy New Year to our people in Gaza. And congratulations to the class of the Phoenix who just graduated. We renew our commitment this year to each one of us at Doctors Against Genocide, to all of you in the global community, to our colleagues, to our supporters, and our commitment is always to justice, equality, and safe spaces for the medical communities, for the patients, for the families, for everyone to strive and to be the best they can. So thank you for joining us this new year. Today we will start with a very, very, very special guest. We will start with Mrs. Yasmin Hamada, who is also Mrs. Al-Bursh. She is the wife of the late Dr. Al-Bursh, Adnan Al-Bursh. Dr. Adnan Al-Bursh, as you know, is the distinguished orthopedic surgeon who was incarcerated illegally by the Israelis, and unfortunately he was killed. He is succeeded by his wife and his children, and they will join us today and give us an update. Mrs. El-Borsh is a mathematician, and she's also an educator, but she also studied history to understand things better. And she's also a parliamentary fellow of the Palestinian Legislative Council. She's a Jerusalem ambassador and a dedicated youth activist. We are honored to have her today, and she will talk to us with her children around her, so we will get an idea on how wonderful, cute, and ambitious these children are. We will also be joined by Aiz Lulu. Dr. Aiz, now he's a doctor, he's no longer a student. He's the founder of Samir Foundation. He has been our partner for many, many months now, and he just graduated medical school, the class of the Phoenix, representing a new generation of medical professionals who will carry on the mission of medicine in Gaza, the medicine that never leaves and has kept the hospitals open under extreme conditions that are unheard of. We will have a speaker from Rohingya, Muhammad Yassin, who will speak to us about the camps in Rohingya that has a very particular and difficult situation, and we are trying to understand more and more from people on the ground. As always, we will hear from our partners in Congo and Sudan. We will also hear from Eid Suleiman from Mesafir Yatta today. Hopefully he will be able to join us. This webinar is broadcasted on YouTube, on X, and on Facebook. So hello to everyone who's joining us from there, and LinkedIn as well. And thank you so much. Nidal, should we start with Mrs.
Yes.
El-Borsh?
Yes, let's start with Yasmin. تفضلي.
Yes, Yasmin, please join us. بتحبي تحكي بالعربي ولا بالإنجليزي؟
ماكس بالعربي ترجم translation أكيد رح يتعمل لهم
بالعربي؟
translation.
Somebody has to translate, I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, Dr. Sui will translate. So you can speak some mix and Dr. Sui will translate the rest. تفضل
نعتز
ياسمين.
بعربيتنا.
لا ما بمزح نضال، احنا بنترجم لك ياسمين، بس احكي بجمل قصيرة عشان نلحق عليكي.
براحتك.
اوكي رح يكون سلولي بطيئة وجمل بسيطة هيك.
يعني انه بس انتبهي انه
يعني
بدنا
كل 8 جملة بنرفع ايدنا انه نترجم لك او بعدين بتكملي شيء زي هيك.
نضال
ليش
انت
مش
يربط
الزومينج
الترجمة
عندكم ما
please.
بيترجم ترانزليشن؟ انا شفته بلقاء مع بين الدكتور غسان ابو ذوري كان بيترجم لحاله على الشريط.
لا، احنا do it yourself، كل شيء احنا بنعمله لحالنا.
احنا مش هاي تك على الاخر يعني شوي شوي.
اه
Yeah, we like to do
طيب
it the old
لو
school
على
way.
فكرة لو بعرف هيك كان انا حضرت بالانجلش وحكيت بالانجلش،
مش لا
بس
لا
ما
منيح.
توقعت.
المرة الجاي.
انت مش الوحيده هيك، ما في عندنا ناس كثير، كل الناس كثير من غزه بيجوا
طيب اوكي
بيترجموا. براحتنا
تمام.
براحتنا.
نبدأ
احكي شوي
ستارت.
احكي شوي
Yes
بالانجلش. يا
please.
تفضل ياسمين. يس.
يلا اوكي. طبعا اليوم أنا بشكركم من قلبي من قطاع غزة لاستضافتي عندكم في الويبينار. شكرا شكرا كثير لكم. طبعا أنا كزوجة مكلومة بوجه سلامي إليكم، من زوجة قلبها يمتلئ بالحزن والفقد. طبعا قلبي ممزوج بأمل إنه يبعث طيف الدكتور عدنان البرش المقاوم الذي قاوم بوشاحه الأبيض وابتسامته العريضة الحلوة اللي ما غابت عن عيوننا. عدنان البرش لم يكن مجرد طبيب، بل كان نموذج فريد للمقاومة الإنسانية. قاوم بمشرته، قاوم بعلمه، قاوم بصبره. تمام هيك دكتور؟ عادي؟
يا
نضال
تفضل
بدك تترجم؟
انت ترجمه اذا بتقدر لو سمحتي.
Okay. Mrs. Al-Bursh is greeting us from Gaza. She's greeting us as a widow whose heart has been broken by the absence of her husband, Dr. Adnan Al-Bursh, whom we all know. Dr. Adnan Al-Bursh is a big loss. His loss is a big loss for her and for her family. She is always hopeful that she will see the image of him in her dreams with his big smile and his big presence. تفضلي ياسمين.
طبعا بدي أحكي عن مقاومة عدنان البرش في مستشفيات قطاع غزة حتى يكون نموذج لأطباء العالم، لأنه عدنان بمقاومته دخل التاريخ من أوسع أبوابه بمقاومته وبصموده وبقائه داخل المستشفيات.
Yes. Mrs. Al-Bursh is going to talk to us about her husband's resistance, the resistance in the form of staying in the hospital and not leaving the bedside of his patients. And she believes that the example of the resistance that he gave is something that many in the medical community should learn from.
عدنان من أول ما تخرج من 2009 من الأردن بعد ما حصل على البورد، ما عمل أي عقد مع أي دولة أجنبية ولا أي دولة عربية. لا، حكى إنه أبناء شعبي وأرضي ووطني بيحتاجوني، فتوجه فورا بعد ما خلص تعليمه لقطاع غزة لحتى يعالج الجرحى والمرضى في قطاع غزة، لأنه الشعب الفلسطيني محتاج لتخصص مثل تخصص دكتور عدنان، بما إنه إحنا نقبع تحت احتلال، وكان أغلب الإصابات كلها كانت في العظام.
Dr. Adnan he graduated from Jordan, and he graduated with specialty in orthopedics, as we all know. He never entertained the idea of signing a contract outside of Gaza in the Arab or the Western world. He wanted to come back immediately to Gaza, knowing that there is occupation and knowing that there is a lot of injured people, especially in terms of orthopedic injuries. And he came back where he is needed most.
طبعا عدنان من 2009 لحد ما استشهد في 2024 عاصر عدة حروب. كان على طول مجرد ما تقوم الحرب أو أي تصعيد من الاحتلال كان على طول يسيب البيت ويسيب أطفاله وزوجته ويقطع إجازته وفورا يتوجه للعمل ويبات في المستشفى لحد انتهاء الحرب. زوجته وأطفاله ما يشوفوا نهائي، ضلوا مع جرحاه ومرضاه، ما يتركهم أبدا.
From 2000 to 2009 to 2024, which is the span of Dr. Adnan's career, he lived many wars in Gaza. Whenever there is an attack on Gaza that was almost always associated with a lot of injuries, Dr. Adnan would leave his home, would leave his wife and would leave his children. They would not see him for many days until the attacks are ended, because he spent his time in the hospital treating the wounded.
عدنان قاوم منذ بدء حرب 2023، قاوم الاحتلال ببقائه في المستشفى. لم يستجب لمطالب الاحتلال بأنه يترك المستشفى يتوجه إلى جنوب القطاع ويترك مرضاه وجرحاه، بالعكس ضلوا مكانه مقاوم في المستشفى تحت القصف والحصار، ضلوا في مكانه، ما ترك مرضاه أبدا. من أول الحرب ساب زوجته وأولاده وضلوا مع مرضاه وجرحاه، بالرغم إنه إحنا كنا محتاجينه لأنه كنا نحس بالأمان وهو موجود عندنا.
Dr. Adnan al-Bursh resisted, and he resisted in 2023 by refusing to leave the hospital where he was working at. He was determined not to leave the north, even though the orders of evacuation kept coming to him and to his colleagues. He left his wife, he left his children, even though they needed them. They needed him because his presence would give them peace and comfort, but he chose to be with his patients rather than comfort his own family. تفضل ياسمين.
عدنان في خلال الحرب الأخيرة حوصر ب3 مستشفيات.
احكي لنا
في
أسماء المستشفيات لو
المستشفى
سمحتي.
إيش؟
احكي لنا أسماء المستشفيات الثلاثة.
عدنان حوصر ب3 مستشفيات، في مستشفى الشفاء الطبي، وحوصر في مستشفى الإندونيسي أيضا. عندما ترك مستشفى الشفاء توجه إلى المستشفى الإندونيسي بشمال قطاع غزة، وحوصر في المستشفى وتم إصابته بعد قصف المكان اللي كان موجود فيه. اتصاب الدكتور عدنان في مستشفى الإندونيسي وهو محاصر. أيضا بعد الهدنة توجه إلى مستشفى العودة في شمال قطاع غزة أيضا، وحوصر في هذه المستشفى وتم اعتقاله وهو رأس عمله.
Dr. Adnan was surrounded in each of the 3 hospitals that he worked in 2023. He started at Al-Shifa. When Al-Shifa was completely surrounded and everyone evacuated, he left and went to Indonesian hospital, which was also in the north. In the Indonesian hospital, he was injured because the hospital was attacked exactly where he was in the hospital. He continued to work, and when the Indonesian hospital fell, he went to Al-Auda Hospital, where Al-Auda Hospital was surrounded, and he was arrested and taken by the Israeli forces from Al-Auda Hospital while he was taking care of patients.
طبعا عدنان أول الحرب عرض عليه إنه يسافر برا فلسطين ويتعاقد مع مستشفيات في الخليج، لكن هو رفض، ما رضي يترك مستشفيات غزة ولا رضي يستجيب للاحتلال ويترك المستشفى، لأنه إذا هو اوريدي هو طلع وباقي الأطباء طلعوا واستجابوا للاحتلال، إذا المستشفى سقط المستشفى. وبالتالي إذا سقط المستشفى طبعا الأطباء هم خط الدفاع الأول في الحرب، فإذا تركوا مكان عملهم إذا بالتالي سقطت المستشفيات وسقطت البلد كلها. ما رضي يترك المستشفى وظل صامد فيها.
Since the start of the war, Dr. Adnan was offered contracts in the lucrative Gulf countries, but he knew that if he accepts any of these contracts, that means he would leave the hospital, and that means that all the hospitals would fall, because once the doctors start leaving to work elsewhere, the hospitals would fall, and that means the fall of the whole Gaza Strip.
طبعا عدنان كان كمان يقاوم بالعلم والمعرفة. عدنان كان أحد أعمدة أطباء الأكاديميين اللي كانوا يدرسوا في الجامعات، كلية الطب ككلية الجامعة الإسلامية والكلية المجتمع. كان هو أحد الأكاديميين اللي كانوا يمارسوا مهنة التعليم في كليات الطب. درس أجيال من الأطباء ورباهم على الكفاءة والرحمة والالتزام رغم الظروف الصعبة اللي بيعانيها الأطباء في قطاع غزة والطلاب. فكان مدرس في كلية الطب، وبالأمس كان في احتفال لخريجين كلية الطب اللي أقامتها مؤسسة سمير. الأمس كان في احتفال في ساحة مجمع الشفاء الأطباء اللي تخرجوا في الفصل هذا. كان احتفال كتير رائع، وكان من ضمن الطلاب درسهم عدنان في كلية الطب، وهذا الشيء بنفتخر فيه.
Dr. Adnan was also resisting, in addition to treating patients, by spreading his knowledge and by educating the medical students, providing medical education in the Islamic University. and in community colleges. He taught the students, he taught them medicine, he taught them how to have empathy, how to be competent, and how to be committed to their craft. Yesterday, as we all know, there was the graduation of the class of the Phoenix. Many of the students in the class were educated by Dr. Al-Borsh, and the ceremony was supported by Samir Foundation, which we will have Izz hopefully in next to talk to us about the graduation. Please go ahead.
Ez is here with us now.
ممتاز.
عدنان كان يقاوم بالإنسانية، ما كان يميز بين أي مريض أو آخر، كان بيعرف ابتسامته الحلوة وكان بيعرف بإيده الحنونة، كان يعالج صديق قبل العدو، كان يعالج العدو قبل الصديق، بدليل إنه هو محاصر في مستشفى العودة إجا الجيش وجاب له حالتين ورماهم بالاستقبال وحكى خلي البرش يشتغلهم. فعدنان عالج العدو قبل الصديق أيضا، يعني كان إيده حنونة، كان على أبناء شعبه وحتى على عدوه كان برضه حنون، كان يعالج. كمان وهو محاصر وهو مأسور جوا السجن، اجوا بروفيسورات كبار، أطباء بروفيسورين من تل أبيب، اجوا طلبوا في السجن مقابلته لحتى يجلسوا معه وياخذوا من علمه. جلسوا معاه 6 ساعات، غاب عن المساجين 6 ساعات. المساجين خافوا على الدكتور إنه لحد الآن معقول في التحقيق وبالتعذيب. لما رجع الدكتور رجع لهم مبسوط بيضحك. ليش راجع مبسوط؟ أول مرة ترجع لنا مبسوط بعد التحقيق معك. بحكي لهم أنا إجاني بروفيسوريين أطباء جلسوا معي وأخذوا من علمي وأخذوا من خبرتي، وهذا الشيء بنفتخر فيه إنه طبيب وإنسان وعنده علم قوي، وحتى الاحتلال استعان فيه يعني.
Dr. Adnan al-Bursh also resisted with humanity and with his laughter and his smile. He treated everyone the same. He treated his enemies and his friends the same. He was empathetic, and to the degree that the Israelis actually brought 2 soldiers for him to treat them while he was in one of the hospitals that he was surrounded in. When he was incarcerated in the Israeli prisons, an incident happened where he was taken for over 6 hours, and his fellow prisoners were worried that he might be hurt. But when he came back to see them, he was smiling, and he told them that while he was taken by the Israelis for 6 hours, professors from a medical school met with him to discuss with him his knowledge and to benefit from his experience.
طبعا عدنان كمان قاوم بالثبات بالسجن، كان بالسجن ثابت، كان قوي، لم يخضع ولم يتراجع للاحتلال داخل التعذيب وداخل التحقيق، حتى قام الاحتلال بقتله داخل السجن وإخفاء جريمته. الاحتلال أخفى جريمة قتله، وأيضا احتجزوا بمقابر الأرقام. بهذه الاحتلال اقترف جريمة كبيرة، إنه القوانين الدولية وقانون جنيف للأسرى بنص إنه بعدم اعتقال الأطباء، بعدم تعذيبهم، حتى لو استشهد أي أسير داخل السجن يجب إكرامه ودفنه وإرساله لأهله. الاحتلال خالف هاي القوانين وما زال يحتجز دكتور عدنان البرش في مقابر الأرقام بعد تعذيبه، بعد التنكيل فيه تعذيب جسدي ونفسي. وبالتالي الاحتلال حرمني كزوجة وحرم أطفاله 6 إنهم يلقوا نظرة الوداع عليه وإنهم يدفنوه ويكرموا مثواه. الاحتلال هيك بيحاول يعذبنا تعذيب نفسي، لأنه زوج الدكتور عدنان البرش قاومهم وما رضي يرضخ لتعليماتهم إنه يتجه للجنوب. هي ذنبه، طبعا إنه طبيب إنسان ما رضي يتخلى عن عمله وضل على رأس عمله لحد ما تم أسره يعني.
Dr. Adnan, in the many forms of resistance that he showed, he also resisted in being steadfast. He was steadfast even in prison, despite being tortured and despite being incarcerated. Because of his steadfastness, which frustrated the Israelis, he was killed, and even his body was not given to his family for a proper burial. He is now put in what we call maqabir al-arqam, which is the number graveyard or the digital graveyards. This is in violation of international laws, all of the international law that dictate that medical professionals should be treated in a neutral way and should be treated well. And even prisoners of war should be given a proper burial and their bodies should be returned to their families. This did not happen even after Dr. Bush was tortured physically and emotionally and psychologically. And this is a form of torture that extends beyond Dr. Bush to his own family and children and his own wife. His family hopes to give him a proper burial and to be able to say a proper goodbye to him. But this is taken away from them as a form of psychological and emotional blackmail and emotional torture. Please go ahead.
عدنان البرش طبعا بمقاومته رحل وترك لنا إرث كبير. ذهب عدنان وبقي اسمه في القلوب، في قلوب مرضاه، في قلوب جرحاه، في قلوب أيضا طلابه اللي درسوا تحت إيده، أيضا في قلوب كل الأطباء اللي كانوا موجودين عندنا في قطاع غزة واللي زارونا من برا قطاع غزة. عدنان كان طبيب شاهد على مجازر الاحتلال الإسرائيلي. عدنان كان شاهد على حصار المستشفيات الإسرائيلية. مستشفياتنا داخل قطاع غزة لما حاصر الجيش الإسرائيلي كان هو شاهد على هذا الحصار. عدنان أيضا شاهد على تعذيب الأسرى داخل سجون الاحتلال. والآن قضية عدنان باحتجاز جثمانه هي أيضا شاهد على ارتكاب للاحتلال لجرائم متعددة، من حصار مستشفيات، من قتل للأطباء في داخل قطاع غزة وهم في بيوتهم، وهم أيضا كمان أيضا داخل المستشفيات قام بقتلهم داخل المستشفيات كالممرضين والأطباء. يعني قضية عدنان قضية كبيرة كتير، وقضية الأطباء بالذات في قطاع غزة قضية كبيرة لازم الكل يوقف معها. لازم نكون عون لهذول الأطباء لأنهم هم خط الدفاع الأول في الحياة والإنسانية في قطاع غزة. لولا الله ثم هم لكان الشعب الفلسطيني خلال الحرب الإبادة هاي كلها ضاع، كان بطلت في حياة يعني في قطاع غزة، كان كل الجرحى اللي تصاوبوا كان كلهم الآن في عداد الأموات.
مظبوط يعني. Okay, Dr. Adnan Bush left us a very big legacy. He was a witness. He witnessed because of his legacy, his name will never be forgotten by his patients, by his colleagues, by his students, by the wounded he treated. He was a witness to the torture in the Israeli prisons. He was a witness to the destruction of the hospitals. He was a witness to the occupation forces committing the crimes of killing prisoners inside the prisons, the destruction of the hospital. His life is a witness that the doctors of Gaza did not leave their patients, and they kept the hospital running despite the fact that they were themselves attacked and themselves starved and tortured. The legacy of the doctors of Gaza is that they kept the medical system running along with other medical colleagues, nurses, and other healthcare workers. And that is a legacy that the medical community should remember everywhere in the world. تفضل ياسمين.
طبعا كل التحية لكل أطباء غزة اللي شاركوا في علاج المرضى والجرحى خلال الحرب الإبادة. كلهم عالجوا، الأطباء هدول عالجوا المرضى والجرحى، تركوا أهاليهم، في منهم من أهاليهم استشهدوا هم على رأس عملهم، في من الأطباء من استشهدوا هم نفسهم موجودين في رأس العمل. هناك أطباء عالجوا المرضى وهم مرميين على الأرض في الممرات، ما في أسرة إلهم، عالجوا المرضى، ما في أدوية، ما في أجهزة. يعني بذكر إنه عدنان لما كان محاصر في الإندونيسي جتهم حالة كبد فيها شظية، وصاحب الكبد هذا بينزف. عدنان حكى لي إحنا ما قدرنا نعمل له أي حاجة. بحكي له ليش؟ بحكي لي إجانا لا عنا تخدير، كان محاصرين في المستشفى ما في عنا تخدير. إجانا ما في عنا بنك دم مخلص الدم من عنا، وهو نزف ودمه 3 كان هذا المريض. إجانا ما في عنا أي أدوات إنه نعمل له أي عملية. حكينا له أنت بتنزف ادعي ربك الله يرحمك، يعني إحنا ما فيش بإيدينا أي إشي نعمل لك إياه، خلص إحنا فقدنا السيطرة، لا أدوات لا مستلزمات طبية. في أطباء كوادر بس ما في عنا أي شيء نقدم لك إياه. يعني هاي إحنا بكارثة الآن. إحنا في قطاع غزة بنواجه كارثة. عندنا نقص في الكوادر الطبية، في منها من استشهد، في منها من هو أسير، في الآن من هو خارج القطاع، في من هو الآن مريض متعب منهك من الحالات اللي شهادة داخل الحرب وعمل عليها. فإحنا بنواجه نقص في الأدوية، نقص في المعدات الطبية. يعني أنا أول امبارح رحت مع جارتي راحت تولد، جهاز تخطيط الجنين عايش ولا ميت مش موجود. الست ولدت من غير جهاز تخطيط للجنين. عندنا نقص أجهزة مش طبيعي يعني، تخيلوا.
Um, Yasmin is sending a greeting to all the doctors of Gaza. The doctors of Gaza themselves were patients. They were also wounded. They have seen their own family members martyred. They had to treat patients while they did not have hospital beds. They had to treat them on the floor without equipment, without any machines. She recalls that Dr. Al-Burj talked to her about a patient who came to the hospital with a wound in his liver. And because the wound was bleeding, and Dr. Al-Burj just could not do anything for this patient because there was no anesthesia. His blood, his hemoglobin went down to 3, but there was no blood transfusion available. There was no operation room. He told the patient, just pray to God that God gives you mercy. At one point, the doctors literally lost control over what to do with their patients. And right now, Mrs. Al-Burj is telling us that there is a severe deficiency in doctors because a lot of there was a lot of medical professionals who were killed, 1,700 of them. A lot of the medical professionals, the doctors who are now working, are extremely fatigued, exhausted, overworked, burnt out, and some of them even left the Gaza Strip. In addition to losing the human resource, which is the medical professionals, there is a severe lack of machines. And she went with her friend to give birth, and the lady did not even was not given an ultrasound to check on the health of the baby because ultrasound machines are literally not available in Gaza right now. تفضلي ياسمين.
أنا أخيرا، أو ليس أخيرا، قبل الأخير، إن أنا بحكي إنه عدنان البرش قاوم وصمد في المستشفيات وتحاصر. عدنان البرش كان أيقونة للجراح الفلسطيني. عدنان البرش إنسان جدا رائع، إنسان متواضع، إنسان إنساني، يعني بجد إنسان. كان يحكي سنموت واقفين ولن نركع. كان يحكي لن نخرج من المستشفيات إلا إلى السماء أو إلى بيوتنا كرام. كان يحكي آخر جملة له، كان يحكي اللهم اشهد، اللهم أدينا الأمانة، اللهم إنا أدينا الرسالة. أدى أمانة وأدى رسالة، هو أقسمها يوم ما تخرج من كلية الطب، وضل على عهد هذا القسم والأمانة لحد ما تم أسره واستشهاده داخل السجون الإسرائيلية.
Wow, this is very difficult to translate, Yasmin. هاي صعبة. This is very profound. So it's give me just a second to make sure that I give it the right words. Mrs. Bush is saying that her husband, Dr. Adnan, resisted and he was steadfast despite being surrounded by the tanks. He's the example of the Palestinian surgeon. He was humble. He was full of humanity. He always said that we will die standing. We will never bend down. We will never leave the hospitals except to the heavens or to our homes in dignity. He always said, I attest that I delivered what is entrusted to me. I delivered my message as a medical professional, and what she's saying is that he literally lived the way he committed to living. He never gave up, and he continued to resist till the very end.
طبعا يمكن أكيد وقت يشرف على الانتهاء، مثل إذا وقت يشرف على الانتهاء بدي أوجه رسالة أخيرة لأطبائنا حول العالم.
اوكي شوي
تمام؟
اوكي يا
أوكي؟
مهم.
طبعا إحنا من أرض الحصار، من غزة المحاصرة، من المستشفيات اللي بلا كهرباء وبلا وقود وبلا معدات، من غرف العمليات اللي امتلأت بالجراح، والأرض اللي ارتوت بالدماء في جميع المستشفيات. نبعت لكم رسالتنا، بس هاي الرسالة ما بتحمل شكوى، بل رسالة صمود. translation عشان أنا أحكي بعدين.
شكرا. Mrs. Alborsh is giving us the last message. This message is to all the doctors of the world. And this message is coming from Gaza the besieged, and Gaza with its hospitals that have been destroyed. The hospitals that have seen the wounded, the hospital floors that are irrigated with the blood of the wounded. The message is not a message of grievance. The message is a message of hope. تفضلي.
بنقول لكم إنه أطبائنا في قطاع غزة بيقاوموا بالعلم، بيداووا الجرحى، بيداووا القلوب المكلومة، بيجروا العمليات تحت القصف والحصار، بيضمدوا الجراح. نحن لا نملك التقنيات، لا نملك المعدات اللي بتمتلكوها انتم في مستشفياتكم حول العالم، لكن بين ايديكم تملكوا انه تكسروا إرادة المحتل وتنتشر رسالتنا حول العالم، لأنه رسالتنا رسالة لا تموت. نرجو منكم أن لا تصمتوا. أوكي.
معلش. It's, the message. The doctors of Gaza resisted with science, resisted with knowledge, resisted with treating their patients. The broken hearts of Gaza have resisted despite the besieged, despite the attacks, despite the violence against them, despite not having the equipment to treat their patients. They do not have any of the resources that the doctors around the world have. And their message to the doctors around the world is that you can do a lot for the colleagues in Gaza. You can break the siege on Gaza. You can break the will of the occupation and know that the message of Gaza will never die.
نرجو منكم أن لا تصمتوا عما حدث لأطباء غزة وللشعب الفلسطيني. كونوا صورة لنا، كونوا صورة لمن لا صوت له. أوصلوا معاناة الشعب الفلسطيني ومعاناة الأطباء إلى المحافل الدولية، إلى مؤسسات حقوق الإنسان. اضغطوا بمواقفكم على الشعوب وعلى المنظمات الدولية. فالطب رسالة إنسانية لا تعرف الحدود. فلتوصلوا صوتنا إلى كل العالم، إلى كل من لن نستطيع أن نصل إليه.
شكرا. The message is do not be silent. Do not be silent on what happened to the doctors of Gaza and to the people on Gaza. Be the voice for those without a voice. Spread the message about what happened to the institutions in Gaza. Spread the message to the medical institutions, to the humanitarian institutions. Put pressure on the officials, put pressure on the organizations, the institutions, that this should not have happened and should not continue to happen. This message is without any limit. It is a message to the whole world, a message without borders.
أوجه إليكم دعوة لتزورونا في قطاع غزة، لأننا نحن نحتاج إلى كوادر طبية متخصصة لأنه لا يوجد الآن لدينا كوادر طبية كفاية لتقوم بتضميد جراح مرضانا وعلاجهم وإجراء العمليات. أيضا نحتاج إلى معدات طبية، بما أنه أكثر من 70% من مستشفيات قطاع غزة دمر بالكامل، فلا يوجد عندنا أجهزة ولا معقمات ولا كوادر طبية. فالشعب الفلسطيني والجرحى كلهم باحتياج إلى كوادر ومعدات. فاللي بيقدر إنه يجي على قطاع غزة يزورنا ويساعدنا بهاي الأشياء بنكون مشكور كتير كتير له. يعني نتشرف بزيارتكم إلنا ولعلاج جرحانا ومرضانا.
This is an open invitation for a visit to Gaza. We need specialized medical teams. We need we do not have the needed specialties, and we do not have the needed equipment. 70% of the hospitals are destroyed. We need specialized teams. We need medical equipments, and we will be honored for those who visit us. And we need the medical community to be there in Gaza to help the doctors and the nurses in Gaza.
أيضا خروجكم بمسائر لدعم الأطباء وضحض أفعال الاحتلال من إبادة الأطباء شيء كتير كتير يعني مشرف لإلنا، وبيقوي الأطباء وبيدعمهم، بيرفع نفسيتهم ومعلوماتهم. إنه في أطباء من نفس يعني مجالنا بيدعمونا حتى من الخارج، وفي هذه شيء جميل جدا. يعني دائما بشوف مسائر كتير تطلع بتدعم الأطباء وبتدحض عمل الاحتلال فيهم، تعذيبهم وأسرهم وقتلهم أيضا، ورفع صور منهم. بشوف دكتور عدنان، دكتور إياد الرنتيسي، والدكتور حسام أبو صفية. فشيء هذا الشيء كتير كتير بيسعدنا كأهالي الأطباء وزوجاتهم، وبيسعد برضو الأطباء وبيعملهم دعم نفسي. فشيء جميل. بشكر كل اللي بيطلعوا، وبتمنى كل اللي بيشاهدونا وبيسمعونا إنهم برضو يشاركوا بهاي المساير.
When going on protests, going on rallies to support the doctors in Gaza, and speaking up for them and speaking up against the violations of their rights, it makes a difference. It raises the morale of the staff in Gaza, especially when their colleagues are supporting them, especially if the colleagues are from outside of Gaza. This is a very beautiful thing. It raises the morals. It makes the people in Gaza, especially the doctor, feel happy and supported, and it's always a beautiful thing to see.
وأخيرا بشكركم لاستماعكم لإلي ودعوتي للمشاركة معاكم، حتى تسمعوا صوتي وتسمعوا نموذج كعدنان البرج كنموذج مقاوم. شكرا كثير لكم.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for allowing me to speak about Dr. Adnan al-Bursh and his brand of resistance, and happy to be here. إحنا لنا الشرف يا ياسمين. We are honored to have you.
معلش غلبناكي في الترانزليشن، سامحونا.
بالعكس، ما شاء الله عليكي.
Yasmin, come back next week or the week after, whenever you can, with your own English. We want to hear you in English, the English version of Yasmin too. And we are honored to have you. إحنا المتشرف. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you for being strong despite all what the people of Gaza went through. And thank you for sending this message to the global medical community that they should speak up, they should not stay silent in the face of the genocide and the extermination campaign against the people in Palestine, in Gaza, in the West Bank, and the attack on the healthcare, on the doctors and the healthcare workers. Dr. Al-Bursh is a role model for all of us. He's a role model for any doctor in the world. He's the true example of the medical oath. The doctor of Gaza literally lived up to their oath and sacrifices to all their safety, their life, their security, their families, to continue to be there, not to betray their profession, not to betray their oath, not to betray or abandon their patients. We and every doctor and healthcare worker in the world should learn from the doctors in Gaza. And I know many of them got abducted, many of them got injured, many of them got murdered, many of them were first forced to flee and displaced many times over. Despite all these difficulties, they continue to provide whatever they can, despite the lack of medications, resources, supplies. We really learn from them every single day, from the doctors, from the healthcare workers, from the nurses, from you, from their families, from the people in Gaza, from the children. We always say Gaza is suffering a lot, but it's freeing all of us. It's exposing all the hypocrisy in the world. It's exposing all the systems of injustice, the structures of oppression, of genocide. And we can never pay Gaza, the doctors of Gaza, the people of Gaza back for all what they exposed to us and all what we learned. And you are making all of us free. You are making all of us stronger. And thank you for sharing this message to the global medical community, your colleagues, your patients. Everyone is being exterminated in front of your eyes. And it is a betrayal to the profession of medicine. It's a betrayal to humanity for any doctor or any healthcare worker in the world to stay silent in the face of these injustices. And thank you for inviting all of us, the open invitation for every doctor, any healthcare worker in the world to go and visit Gaza and to help the doctors, the nurses there who have been exhausted through 2 years, more than 2 years of genocide. And we know that there is a lot of help that the world should continue to help and provide the people of Gaza. There's an open call for everyone to keep up the pressure to end the occupation, end the siege, end the genocide, so we all can go there and help our people. Thank you, Yasmin. And again, Dr. Adnan,
Thank
despite multiple offers that he got to leave, despite multiple offers and multiple high paying, opportunities for him to leave and work anywhere else, refused to abandon his people, to abandon his patient, and insisted to stay there, even when he was abducted and unfortunately murdered. My question أنا في عندي سؤال لإلك. في أي تحقيق, is there an investigation being done with the circumstances of his death? ياسمين إذا سمحتي في
دكتور.
سؤال. في أي تحقيق في ظروف وفاة الدكتور عدنان؟ في عندكم أي محامي بتابع هالقضية؟
للأسف إنه أنا من رابع يوم ما استشهد الدكتور عدنان، من رابع يوم ما استشهد الدكتور عدنان البرش عينت محامي لحتى يسترجع جثمانه. مصلحة السجون حكت إنه موضوع عدنان البرش انتهى من عنا. موضوع الآن عند وزارة الدفاع. طبعا من يوم ما استشهد، أو خلينا نحكي من يوم ما انأسر لحد ما استشهد، ما عرفنا شو التهم الموجه له، ما عرفنا ليش انحبس، طيب ما عرفنا ليش انقتل، بس عرفنا كيف انقتل عن طريق الأسرى المحررين اللي طلعوا حكوا لنا كيف انقتل داخل السجن. بس لحد الآن ما بنعرف أي نتيجة، ما تواصل معنا الاحتلال يحكي لنا شو نتيجة قتله، كيف وين، يعني ما في. الموضوع خلص بإيد وزارة الدفاع ومكتم عليه، ما بيحكوا أي شيء، لأنه جريمة إنه ينقتل داخل السجن، هاي جريمة.
So my question
صعب إنهم
was,
يحكوا عن جريمتهم أصلاً.
my question was, if there is any investigation on the circumstances of his death, why was he killed and murdered? And Mrs. Yasmin is saying that there is no such investigation that she's aware of. She has a lawyer who's trying to get some facts, find out what's happening, but they're not giving them any answers. And part of the call to the medical community, to the doctors all over the world, to support their colleagues is also accountability. No doctor should be a target. No doctor should be attacked. No doctor should be abducted. No doctor should be murdered. And insisting on the accountability of those who murdered them or attacked them is part of the solution and part of the lesson to prevent future attacks on healthcare. This is a call for the global medical community to insist that there should be an independent international investigation into the abduction and the murder of Dr. Adnan and his colleagues, along with Dr. Hussam, who continue to be tortured, as we know now. This is really important, not just to provide medical help and supply and raise their voices. There should be accountability and full independent investigation, not investigation by the murderer. You do not trust the criminals to do their own investigation. There should be independent international teams that are specialized in these types of crimes to investigate the murder of Dr. Adnan and many of his colleagues. Many other doctors and nurses have been murdered too. Those who continue to endure, there should be a stronger call to release them unconditionally and immediately back to their families, back to their hospitals, so they can provide. Because, as Yasmin mentioned, um, Israel attacked the most senior and the most specialized, the most qualified doctors in Gaza. It was not a random attack. Most of the high-ranking doctors, the ones who have the most experience, were either killed or injured or abducted. And that was a systematic attack to destroy the healthcare infrastructure in Gaza and to make the hospitals collapse so they cannot provide. It is part of the extermination campaign because we know that the medical community, as Yasmin said, is the first line defense on the people, and it is the last line of defense on the people. Doctors, healthcare workers are the defenders of humanity, the defenders of life. And once you get rid of them, as Yasmin mentioned, it becomes easy to dispose of the rest of the community. And I know when we used to hear from Dr. Hussam Safiya and many people in the north of Gaza, they used to say, as long as the hospital was working, as long as we saw the lights of the hospital, we stayed in our homes because at least we know that if anything happens to us, there is a place we can go to get, treatment or taken care of. But once the hospital lights are turned off, once the hospital is not functional, we usually move because we just don't feel safe anymore. So part of the attack on the healthcare system is part of the is a message to the rest of the community to leave and to make them lose hope. So ياسمين شكرا لك, thank you, شكرا كثير انك جيتي. And Allah
عفوا.
يخليكي, please, whenever you have a chance, come back next week. We need updates. If you hear any updates, we will need to hear more from you. And we need to hear you speak in English too. So your message is even louder and clearer. هلا في معنا
Dr. Iz.
دكتور عز اللولو. عز اللولو is a testament of what Dr. Adnan al-Bursh did. His education, his dedication to his profession, to his medicine. Dr. Azzalulu was one of the students among others of Dr. Adnan al-Bursh. احنا بنحكي اللي بخلف ما بيموت، وما شاء الله عن اولاد الدكتور عدنان وكمان طلابه هذول كلهم اولاده، كلهم تعلموا على ايديه وعلى ايدين زملائه، وكلهم يعني living testimony of his dedication and his contribution. فياسمين تفضلي معنا نسمع من دكتور عز. دكتور عز اهلا وسهلا.
اهلا اهلا، السلام عليكم.
نورتنا. شو هذا يا زلمه، انت ماستر بالحفلات صاير، ما شاء الله عنك.
والله ما
إذا
شاء
لكم
الله.
بعد.
So this is, guys,
بأمانة.
these are things that you only see in Gaza. There is all the mixed feelings together, the feeling of loss, the feeling of death, of losing the people that you love the most. Yasmin lost her husband, Dr. Adnan. Iz lost his father and many members of his family. But despite all of this, and precisely because of this, we refuse to stop. We refuse to abandon life. We refuse to give up on life. And we continue all what we can to cherish their loss and to make sure that their loss was not in vain, and that we continue to persevere and to rebuild and to stay there. I mean, I don't know how to describe this. Maybe Iz better than us. يلا, I'll leave it to Iz. تفضل Iz, share with us everything you've
طبعا
done.
اول
لأن
شيء شكرا.
الدكتورة في عندنا الدكتورة ياسمين ام يزن، تكون زوجته الدكتور عدنان البرش،
صحيح
احكي
صحيح.
معها بالعربي شوي، درش
لا
شوي
لا
بدل
لا، انا بعرفها كويس، وبعدين
تعرفها
هي
منيح.
اه
ليش
دكتور
سبقت
عز
تخبيها؟
بالك
حبيبي،
معها.
طب ليش
دكتور
تخبيها
عدنان
عنا من زمان؟
وتلميذه نجيب. انا دائما بشوف الدكتور عز وبكون دائما بعمل يعني بكون مع بعض، نكون دائما بلقاءات وحضورات مع بعض. وامبارح كان عازمني على حفلة التخرج تبعت الأطباء، حفلة تخرجه. الأمانة كان امبارح حفل رائع رائع رائع، قمة الروعة،
الحمد
وجهد
لله.
كتير كتير مبارك. عز
الحمد لله
الأمانة كان
الحمد
حفل
لله.
امبارح كتير كتير حلو. يسلموا،
وجبنا هذا
مجهود
والله، والله
مبارك، ما شاء
وجبنا
الله عليك
هذا.
وعلى
يا
حفلتك
رب
امبارح.
يا رب، شكرا،
وبدعي لك دائما
وجبنا هذا.
بالتوفيق إن شاء الله، وبتصير جراح كبير يا رب مثل الدكتور عدنان البرش، بترفع الراس لأمك يا
يا رب.
ربي.
إن شاء الله بإذن
عز
الله، شكرا
عز
كثير.
في عندنا دكاترة اثنين صغار، الدكتورة لينا والدكتور تميم.
تميم وإيلين.
إيلين، دكتورة إيلين والدكتورة دكتور تميم. أنت بدك تدربهم يا عز دول. These are
آه.
your yeah, you have to train
يا
them to
الله،
become doctors. They want to become
هذا
doctors like
إلنا
Dr.
الشرف
عدنان.
والله، إلنا الشرف.
الله يسعدك، تسلم.
الله يبارك فيك. طيب first of all thank you so much Dr. Nidal, and for Dr. again genocide. Alhamdulillah, yesterday was not just يعني a graduation ceremony, it was a moment that carried history. I want to begin by saying Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah that despite everything Gaza has lived through, we were able to stand yesterday and celebrate 230 newly graduated doctors. Until yesterday, I was one of these students, and at the same time, I was also one of the organizers of this graduation ceremony through the Sami Foundation with the sponsors of Dr. Again Genocide and some of the other organization with the peace and human smile. That dual rule matters because this graduation was not organized for students or for foundations from outside. It was organized by people who lived the same reality, walked the same corridors, and studied under the same conditions. Uh, this was the largest medical graduation ceremony held in Gaza during the war. It took place at Al Shifa Medical Complex, a place when a place known globally not just a hospital but as a symbol of suffering and medical resistance. These students did not study medicine in normal circumstances. They studied during bombardment, displacement, hunger, electricity cuts, and the loss of teachers, classmates, and family members. Many of them would attend lectures after night of air strikes. Some came to clinical training straight from funerals, and yet they graduated. That alone tells you something powerful about who these future doctors are, inshallah, like Dr. Adnan al-Borsh. What impressed me most was not only their academic achievement, but their moral commitment. During the war, these students were not only learners, they were volunteers in emergency rooms, they assisted in surgeries, they helped triage patients when resources were almost non-existent. They were students who learned medicine while medicine itself was under attack. So when we say medical students of Gaza, we are not talking about passive victims. We are talking about active healers in the middle of catastrophe. That's why we named this cohort Phoenix cohort, فوج العنقاء, because they rose from destruction, not despite it. Organization this graduation was not easy. It took 2 full months of planning under these conditions. They were logistical challenges, security concerns, shortages of materials, constant uncertainty, and most important thing, the weather was very bad. But the organizing team, local volunteers, young doctors, students worked with extraordinary uh, professionalism, alhamdulillah. Every detail mattered. The dignity of graduates, the symbolism of the location, the inclusion of absent and martyred colleagues, and the message to the world. This was not a celebration disconnected from reality. It was a respectful act of resistance through education. And I say this honestly, the level of organization would stand proudly anywhere in the world, not only in Gaza. Samir Foundation was born from loss, from the same place where I lost 20 members of my family, including my father, Samir, who is still under the rubble till now, from Al Shifa Hospital complex itself. But the foundation was not created as an NGO project. It was created a moral responsibility to ensure that loss does not end in silence, and that education continues even when everything collapses. Yesterday's graduation was one expression of that mission, to work with the students from the beginning of their journey to the graduation stage and beyond, inshallah. And I want to speak very clearly here. This graduation would not have happened without generosity and courage of supporters who choose to stand with Gaza students. To you, our sponsors and partners, you did not just fund an event, you protected hope. You told students, you matter, your education matters, your future matters. In a time when Gaza is often spoken about only in numbers and destruction, your support restored names, faces, futures, martyrs. The kind of solidarity is not charity, it's the ethical alignment. And we are deeply grateful to Doctors Against Genocide to their donation for this graduation ceremony. And we could not celebrate without remembering those who are missing. Medical students who were killed, six medical students. Six medical students from the Faculty of Medicine in Gaza. They supposed to be with us yesterday, but they killed before to reach the stage. And doctors who taught us and did not live to see this day. Dr. عدنان البرش, Dr. مروان السلطان, Dr. محمد دبور, Dr. رأفت لبد, all of them was killed by the occupation. And to colleagues who should have been on a stage but are now names we carry in our hearts. We believe their absence present with us. Their legacy walks with every graduate who took that oath. And we trust the most merciful sees them, knows them, and honors them far beyond what we can. Yesterday's graduation was not the end of a story. It was a statement, that education survives siege, that medicine survives violence, that Gaza does not only bury its people, it raises healers. Thank you, Dr. Nidal. Thank you, Dr. Against Genocide. Thank you, everyone who supported this moment. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Ez. Do you want to share some videos from the yesterday graduation? If you want to share some
Okay.
videos with us or
Yeah,
something?
I just get a video.
Yeah, that would be
About,
great. Yes.
yeah, okay. I just get a new video from all the for all the graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wallah, Ez, you make us proud and you make us happy.
جد.
Despite all these, you
You're
give us a glimpse of hope.
دكتور ما كنتش.
الله يسعدك والله
Take your time.
يخليك لأهلك.
Take your
Yeah.
time. And I have a new mission for you. We have a new work. Since you are so good at holding these ceremonies, we want you to help Abu Hamza. They want to do it for the paramedics. So we need all your
لا
experience with Abu
جاهزين.
Hamza. الله يخليك.
I'm ready إن شاء الله.
Abu Hamza, you were there yesterday too, huh?
أبو حمزة معنا؟
أبو حمزة كيفك؟ أنت you're muted أبو حمزة، كيف
إذا أبو
حالك؟
حمزة نضال؟
يا نضال
الآن
تقدر تغير المايك؟
سمعنا دكتور الآن. السلام عليكم.
سامعك
السلام
أنت
عليكم.
معنا؟ عليكم السلام، يا هلا.
معك يا دكتور، معك. السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام. نستنى بعز بس يشارك معنا
طيب،
فيديو بعدين
أول حاجة كيف يا دكتور؟
نستنى بعز بده يشارك معنا فيديو من حفل امبارح بعدين نحكي معك إن شاء الله.
يلا أنت شاركوا الآن.
تفضل.
يا عز، حياك الله يا عز.
سلامات. الله يرضى عليك.
سلامات سلامات، ألف مبارك يا
الله
عز، ألف
يبارك
مبارك.
الله يبارك فيك. الله يرضى عليك. شكرا.
يعني بس
Wow.
تمام ظاهر.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, perfect.
Allah, you make us proud, Izz. We are so proud of you and your colleagues.
وباسم زملائي وزميلاتي في كليتي.
في شيء في حد بيحكي ولا لا؟
مين هذا الدكتور المشخص هذا على الآخر؟
لا ثواني، انا اسمع، في حدا بيسأل ايش او هيك موقف ولا مش؟ هو واضح صح؟
الصوت مش واضح. لا، الصوت مش واضح، بس الصور حلوة.
بالله مش واضح الصوت.
لا، الصوت مش واضح. بدك تعيدوا تضبطوه أو
طب
شيء؟
اسمع
عز، إذا بدك تبعت لي إياه على
بحول لك اياه
الواتساب
وانت
وأنا
تابع.
بحطه، لأنه الإنترنت عندنا أحسن.
طب كان حكيت خلاص، هي هحول لك اياه الان.
بعت لنا إياه على
يا
الجروب، الله يخليك.
يلا.
فظيع، ما شاء الله ما شاء الله.
بعدين
what the
يعني
students did in Gaza.
this is this is the first time from يعني from maybe 2001 إنه Islamic University and Al-Azhar University in one
كده.
stage يعني.
Izz,
Yeah.
we need 1,000 Izz, we can change the world. Not
إن
just
شاء
Gaza.
الله.
إن شاء الله. يلا.
I just sent it.
So you are just uniting them too, not just keeping the legacy. You're uniting the two universities. برافو عليك.
الحمد لله.
أكرم.
Okay, I have it.
Yeah.
I can share it. Okay, let's see if this will work.
ميوت أبو حمزة، الله يخليك. سكر الميكروفون أبو حمزة، الله يخليك شوي.
Can you see?
Yes, it's coming. Yeah.
برضه فيش صوت وكمان الفيديو بيقطع يعني.
آه.
اسمي وباسم زملائي وزميلاتي في كليتي الطب في الجامعة الإسلامية وجامعة الأزهر، وباسم مؤسسة سمير وباسم سفرائها في الخارج، نرحب بكم في هذا الحفل الكريم، حفل تخرج زوج الأنفاق 2025. من نويتك وانت في بالي هدف، والسعي لك عمره ما يوم وقف، في حياتي ما تعودت الصدف، ما يخيب غزة وفي قلبه شغف. بيتك وانت في بالي هدف، سعيدك عمره ما يوم وقف، في حياتي ما تعودت الصدف. أقدم بجزيل الشكر والتقدير لطاقم مؤسسة السمير ممثلة برئيسها الأخ الدكتور عز الدين لولو. العنفة أكبر مثل للي خطط وما وصل، الفخر بينذكر ب 26 نعلن عن إطلاق برنامج دعم الأطباء الجدد، وهو برنامج دائم ومحدد خصص حصريا لخريجي الكليات الطب دفعة 2025 من الجامعة الإسلامية وجامعة الأزهر. والآن نكرم الأكرم منا جميعا، زملائنا الشهداء من خريجي هذه الدفعة المباركة. أقسم بالله العظيم، أقسم بالله العظيم، أن أصون حياة الإنسان في كافة أدوارها.
Bravo, 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 Iz. We're so proud of you. We're so proud of your colleagues. We're so proud of our colleagues in Gaza. We're so proud of the ones who continue to persevere and do everything despite all the difficulties to learn, to educate themselves, to provide for their people, for their patients. We are so proud of the ones that we lost, the ones who are not with us anymore. And I like your oath, أقسم بالله العظيم, and I really think as a global community we should have an oath. We swear with everything that we believe in to keep the voice of Gaza high, to support the people of Gaza, the doctors and the students of Gaza. This is the least we can do as a global medical community, is to support you, to be there for you, to be your voice, to amplify your voice, and to learn from you, because you are teaching all of us every day what it means to be a human being, what it means to be a student, what it means to be a doctor, a healthcare worker, what it means not to betray, what it means not to abandon, what it means to not give up on the truth, what it means to fight the global attack and the global project of extermination against your own people and your own very existence. I hope that our colleagues here in the panel and everyone who's watching us to swear this oath that we will never leave you alone. Thank you, Az.
العفو دكتور.
Yasmin, are you still with us? I think Az and his colleagues are the best testimony to the hard work that Dr. Al-Bursh and his colleagues were doing. And we have a saying in Arabic اللي بيخلف ما بيموت, وهذا خير خلف لخير سلف أو خير سلف لخير خلف. Their legacy, their hard work did not go in vain, and the people of Gaza will rise. Gaza will rise despite Israel, despite the United States, despite Trump, despite the West, despite any global power that wants to silence and exterminate Gaza. We and the people of conscience all over the world refuse their projects, refuse their extermination campaigns, and insist on life, on truth, on justice, on the humanity for everyone. But first and foremost, for the people of Gaza who have been enduring all this, unfortunately, in our name, with our tax dollars. It is our obligation to do more. And we really thank all people of conscience all over the world for speaking for Palestine and for every community impacted by genocide all over the world. But as Dr. Karama mentioned, we need to renew our promise for the new year, and we need to do more. And let's all make sure that this year will be the year that we end all genocide and genocide structures all over the world. Thank you, Iz. We are proud of you. Again, there are no words that can explain, that can express what we feel when we talk to you and to your colleagues on anyone from Gaza, because it's just so many emotions that come to mind, and I personally don't have the language, enough language, either in English or in Arabic or any other language, to express all what you deserve to be said for you and for the people of Gaza. And I think Gaza broke and silenced all the languages. What they have been through, what they have survived, is something no language can express. ابو حمزه اهلا وسهلا, تفضل ابو حمزه. شو بدك تحكي لعز؟ بدك تبارك له كنت امبارح معاه بالحفله؟
السلام عليكم. أول حاجة كيف حالكم جميعا؟
اهلا وسهلا, اهلين, تفضل.
أكيد يعني أنا كنت حاضر الحفل بالأمس. يعني أول حاجة أنا ببارك لأخي الدكتور عز الدين اللولو على هذا الجهد العظيم والكبير. صراحة هذا الإبداع والتخرج كان من بين الركام، يعني له دلالة كبيرة. عمل هذا الحفل من داخل مجمع الشفاء الطبي المدمر. صراحة له رسالات كثيرة تبعث للعالم وللاحتلال الإسرائيلي بأن شعب غزة يستحق الحياة، بأن شعب غزة هذا المشهد مشهد مهيب، أدخل الأمل على وجوه المكلومين وعلى الثكالى. هذا هو الوجه الحقيقي لقطاع غزة، بالعلماء، بالأطباء، بالممرضين. شعب غزة يستحق الحياة. فلذلك يعني أنا بأذكر عز وببارك لعز.
خلينا نترجم أبو حمزة. So Abu Hamza is the head of the paramedic service in the north of Gaza. He was there at the graduation ceremony yesterday. He's congratulating Iz and his colleagues, and he's also saying that this celebration was from under the rubble and under the siege, and despite all the difficulties. And the message behind this graduation was very loud and very clear, that the people of Gaza uh, deserve life, and that despite all the difficulties, they continue to learn, they continue to improve, and they continue to resist despite all the difficulties. تفضل.
يعني صراحة يعني هذا الوجه الحقيقي لقطاع غزة. وأنا كمان مرة يعني صراحة أدخل السرور على العائلات الثكالى. هناك من هذه العائلات التي تخرج أبناؤها من الطب أو فوج العنقاء بالأمس، هم منهم شهداء من عوائلهم ولهم قصص كثيرة وكبيرة. وكان دور لهؤلاء الأطباء وهم قيد الدراسة وهم يدرسون في الجامعات، كان لهم دور أساسي ورئيسي في صمود المنظومة الصحية في قطاع غزة. هؤلاء الأطباء الطلبة مارسوا عملهم الحقيقي في الاستقبال والطوارئ وأقسام العمليات في ظل انعدام وتدمير المستشفيات على مستوى قطاع غزة. يعني هؤلاء صراحة تعلموا الطب يعني حقيقة، ووقفوا بجانب أبناء شعبنا الفلسطيني. فلهم منا كل التحية ولهم منا كل الاحترام والتقدير. فلذلك يعني أنا أتحدث وأنا يعني بالأمس سعيد جدا. أنا عز الدين صراحة لم ألتقي فيه شخصيا، ولكن عندما استمعت لوالدته بالأمس وخرجت على المنصة وحكت سيرة عز اللولو وسيرة والده رحمة الله عليه، وتم تسمية مؤسسة سمير على والده رحمة الله عليه. هذا إرث عظيم، وهذا يعني في ميزان حسناته لما يقدمه عز من خلال مؤسسة سمير للأطباء وأبناء شعبنا الفلسطيني المكلومين. فصراحة له دور كبير في قطاع غزة من دعم وصمود وثبات هؤلاء الأطباء من خلال هذا الدعم. وأنا كمان يعني انبسطت كثير لما شفت أطباء ضد الإبادة الجماعية مشاركين في هذا الحفل، ورأيت يعني شعار أطباء ضد الإبادة الجماعية لهم الشرف أن يكون يعني شعارهم موجود خلال هذا الحفل الكبير والمهيب في قطاع غزة، التي يعني صراحة كما تحدثت يعني هذا أدخل يعني بصيص أمل للشعب الفلسطيني وقطاع غزة بعد قتل عدد كبير من الأطباء أصحاب التخصصات واعتقال عدد كبير من الأطباء، منهم الدكتور حسام أبو صفية والدكتور حسن المقيد والدكتور مروان الهم. يعني قافلة تطول من هؤلاء الأطباء الذين لا زالوا يقبعون خلف القضبان الاحتلال الإسرائيلي، ومنهم أطباء استشهدوا تحت التعذيب، منهم الدكتور إياد الرنتيسي أخصائي النساء والولادة، والدكتور عدنان البرش الذي أيضا قتل تحت التعذيب في سجون الاحتلال الإسرائيلي.
خلينا ترجم
هؤلاء ذنبهم فقط لأنهم
خلينا ترجم
يعني ارتدوا هذا الروب الأبيض وقاموا بتقديم الخدمة الإنسانية لأبناء شعبنا الفلسطيني.
Yeah, خلينا ترجم شوية أبو حمزة معلش. So Abu Hamza saying that these students, young doctors who graduated yesterday, are the true face of Gaza that refuses to be exterminated, that insists on life. The people of Gaza, the students, the doctors of Gaza, like anyone else in the world, deserve to live, insist on living. And as our late poet Mahmoud Darwish always said, على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة. On this earth, it what deserved to be lived for, and the people of Gaza are a living testimony of this. And Dr. Abu Hamza was also there at the ceremony yesterday. He was very happy, giving him and the people of Gaza, a glimmer of hope. That despite all the difficulties, we still continue to persevere. He's also thanking the students, the medical students, who in the past 2+ years did not just study medicine. They were there in the hospitals helping their colleagues. And they were there despite all the difficulties when everyone abandoned Gaza. They were helping their colleagues in the surgeries, in the emergency rooms, and they were an important part of the healthcare system that helped the healthcare system in Gaza withstand all these difficulties. Dr. Abu Hamza does not know as personally, not meet him personally, but he heard about his story from his mother, who had a very important, very powerful speech yesterday, and she mentioned the story of Riz, the loss of his family, of his father, who continues to be under the rubble, and that after that, Riz insisted to continue his study, and he started this new foundation, the Samir Foundation, in the name of his late father, who continues to be under the rubble, unfortunately, in living memory of his father. And I think his achievement with this foundation and with his graduation and with uniting the two medical schools in Gaza is the best living testimony or the best living commemoration of his father. And I'm sure we're all sure that his father is proud of him. Everyone is proud of you, Iz. Also, during that ceremony, they did not forget about the doctors who were murdered, including Dr. Al-Bursh, Dr. Yadar Rantisi, and we should not forget about the doctors who continue to endure in the jails, Dr. Abu Safiya and his colleagues who continue to be in Israeli torture camps, and that these doctors, none of them committed any crime except being doctors and practicing what they go to school for, which is to protect life, to provide, to serve, despite all the difficulties, and not to abandon your patients, not to abandon the people who need your care. And for that, they were subjected to all these atrocities. تفضل أبو حمزة, sorry. I think we lost Iz. I think maybe his connection was weak. تفضل.
حياك الله دكتور. يعني أنا ما بدي أطيل عليكم كثير. أنا يعني الوضع كما هو، يعني هذا الوجه الحقيقي لقطاع غزة. سننتقل إن شاء الله بالحديث عن الوضع الميداني في شمال قطاع غزة وآخر المستجدات والإحصائيات للمركز الصحي الذي تم إنشاؤه، ولكم يعني سهم كبير في هذا المركز الصحي من خلال دعم الطواقم الطبية والتجهيزات داخل هذا المركز. يعني الوضع كما هو على حاله دكتور نضال والإخوة جميعا الحضور معك الكريم. الاحتلال الإسرائيلي لا زال بشكل يومي يتم خرق التهدئة وقتل أبناء شعبنا الفلسطيني. بالأمس تم استقبال سيدة تبلغ من العمر 45 عام، تم قنصها من قبل قوات الاحتلال الإسرائيلي في منطقة بيت لاهيا. تم وصولها إلى مركز الصحي جثة هامدة، تم استشهادها وتم تحويلها بمركبة الإسعاف إلى مجمع الشفاء الطبي. لا زال هناك أيضا إطلاق القنابل من قبل الطائرات من نوع الكواد كابتر على المواطنين. وأيضا المستجد دكتور نضال بخصوص مجمع كمال عدوان الطبي، بالأمس وأول أمس تم إطلاق قنابل على مجمع ومحيط المجمع كمال عدوان الطبي، ونزول هذه الطائرة وتمشيط أقسام المستشفى قسما قسما. فلذلك يعني الاحتلال الإسرائيلي لا زال يخترق هذه التهدئة ويصيب بشكل يومي الأطفال والنساء من خلال أيضا إطلاق النار من قبل الرافعات بشكل عشوائي على المخيمات القريبة نوعا ما من الخط الأصفر، وأيضا تكون بعيدة عن الخط الأصفر. مخيم حلاوة يقع في منطقة جباليا البلد بشكل يومي يا دكتور، يردنا اتصالات نداءات استغاثة وجود إصابات من خلال إطلاق النار من هذه الرافعات المثبت عليها الرشاشات الآلية التي تطلق النار على هذه الخيام.
خليني أترجم أبو حمزة. So Abu Hamza now is giving us updates on the situation in Gaza, especially in the north of Gaza where he's located. They are saying that there are daily violations of what's called ceasefire agreement. Israel is attacking Gaza every single day. There are victims, injuries, and killings every single day. Yesterday, a lady in Beit Lahia was murdered, and Abu Hamza and his team, the paramedics, received her body, but she was dead on the spot. Unfortunately, they took her to the hospital. Again, there are daily attacks on civilians, on hospitals. Abu Hamza is running the medical point in North Jubaila camps that Doctors Against Genocide is a main supporter of that point. That includes primary health care, that includes paramedic and EMS services, and includes physical therapy and rehab. As you all know, we have been trying the last 2 months to reopen Kamal Udwan Hospital, or at least the emergency room, or even a primary care center there, with the help of Dr. Abu Hamza and Dr. Sakhar. But unfortunately, the hospital continues to be under attack almost every day. And whenever we send a team there to start the rebuilding, they get attacked. So this is still a project that we are insisting on doing, but the Kamal Udwan Hospital is right there on what they call the yellow line, where the Israeli soldiers are only 200 yards from the hospital, and whenever they see anyone coming there, whether as a healthcare worker or a patient or someone who wants to come and rebuild the hospital, they start targeting them. That's why this project is being delayed because of the safety and because of the constant attack by the genocidal Israeli soldiers. تفضل أبو حمزة.
تمام يا دكتور، يعني الحمد لله رب العالمين. شهر 12 كان يعني توافد على المركز الصحي في شمال قطاع غزة ما يقارب 15,045 مريض. طبعا غالبية هؤلاء المرضى هم من إصابات العدوان الإسرائيلي على قطاع غزة، وهناك ما يقارب 5400 تقريبا منهم حالة أطفال، ومتفرعين أو متوزعين على العلاج الطبيعي وخدمات التمريضية والتخصصات الثانية من الأطباء الأنف والأذن والحنجرة والطب العام وطب الأطفال والخدمات الثانية. فلذلك يعني هناك إقبال كبير في ظل انعدام الخدمات الصحية المقدمة شمال قطاع غزة، وخاصة إغلاق المستشفيات الثلاثة الرئيسية، الأندونيسي والعودة وكمال عدوان. الآن شمال قطاع غزة يعتمد على النقاط الطبية الصغيرة، وهذه لا تلبي حاجات أهلنا في شمال قطاع غزة، وبشكل يومي يتم رجوع سكان من الجنوب إلى الشمال، وهناك ازدياد بشكل كبير في أعداد السكان شمال قطاع غزة. فلذلك يعني المواطنين يتوافدون من مناطق نوعا ما بعيدة على هذا المركز الصحي الوحيد الذي يقدم الخدمات مستوى ثالث في داخل هذا المركز الصحي. ولكن للأسف الشديد يعني هناك كما تحدثنا يعني معيقات كبيرة تواجه هذا المركز، منها العلاجات، نقص العلاجات بشكل كبير. وتحدثنا كثيرا عن هذا الأمر، بأن الاحتلال الإسرائيلي يتحكم بالمعابر ويتحكم بأنواع ما يدخل إلى قطاع غزة لحتى هذه اللحظة.
خلينا نترجم أبو
فلذلك
حمزة.
يعني نحن
خلينا نترجم. So Abu Hamza is giving us a report on what they did in the past month of December in the medical point in north of Jabalia. Again, this is a center that Dr. Genocide is supporting and sponsoring. In the past month, they took care of about 15,000, total 15,045 patients. 5,000 of them were children. Most of the cases were general primary care. And the vast majority of those were people who were injured during the genocide and continue to need treatment and wound care and rehab for their injuries. Again, 5,000 of them were children. Many people are coming back to the north of Gaza. That's why the demand and the need for this center and other centers is becoming more important, and the support for this is becoming more important too. Again, they continue to have the main challenges that they face is the safety, the security, and also the lack of medication, the lack of supplies and equipment, because Israel continues to this day to block the entry of medication and the entry of supplies. But despite all of this, Dr. Abu Hamza and his team are trying their best to provide for the people with whatever they have. تفضل أبو حمزة.
أنا بديش أطول عليك يا دكتور، حاب أترك المجال يعني لغيري، بس إذا استأذنتك بس في فيديو من عملنا له مونتاج امبارح للحفل، إذا حابب تعرضه خلاله أقل من دقيقة فبكون سعيد يعني.
الحفل تاع سمير فاونديشن، الحفل تبع التخرج.
صحيح.
نضال، إذا
صحيح.
أستاذ فراس بتقدر تبعت لنا إياه على الواتساب، أنا بحطه على I can share it عشان أحسن.
بعته بالجروب.
مبعوث
مبعوث
في الجروب
موجود في الجروب، واحد من الفيديوهات.
أي واحد؟
في جاهز معمول له مونتاج أول واحد.
اوكي.
حط لي نوت من نضال عشان
هلا بدي لك اياه جباليا. I sent it to you to your WhatsApp.
اوكي.
Inshallah, Abu Hamza is gonna do a similar thing to the paramedics too. Inshallah, next month we'll see, or later this month.
أنا سعيد جدا يا دكتور بهذا اللقاء والأسبوعي، ويعني أشارككم، ولي الشرف إنه أشارك في هذا اللقاءات مع نخب في العالم ومن قطاع غزة أيضا زملائي. فكل الشكر والاحترام لكم لما تقدموه صراحة بدون كلل أو ملل في خدمة أبناء شعبنا الفلسطيني. وأعلم جيدا يا دكتور أنه هذه الخدمة التي تقدموها في الجنوب وفي الوسط وفي الشمال هي لها أثر طيب على التخفيف من معاناة أبناء شعبنا الفلسطيني. أنتم أطباء ضد الإبادة الجماعية تستحقون كل الاحترام والتقدير، وكل المؤسسات الداعمة لأهلنا في قطاع غزة
هاي الفيديو. Okay, good. This from the yesterday ceremony too, yeah. I don't hear the sound, Krama. سامعين الصوت؟
سامعين.
ما في صوت يا دكتور.
ما في صوت. يا هي أبو حمزة مع هيز تيم كمان، ما شاء الله. كرامة، ظابط معك الصوت ولا لا؟
مش واضح الصوت نضال؟
مش ظابط الصوت، نو. شكله في عندنا مشكلة بالصوت اليوم، حتى مع عز كان مش ظابط كمان.
ما اجى الصوت بالمرة مع عز؟
شوي مقطع يعني، بس هون ما اجى بالمرة الصوت.
اوكي، خليني اجرب مرة تانية. مم. طالع الصوت؟
نعم نعم، ظبط هلا يا.
السعادي نشفوا أجد الشهادي باركوا الخريجين يا ليالي يا نوارة حفلوا أدب وشطارة ورشتي وتشطار مين اللي مثلك مين لماذا فرحاني
Very nice. Very nice.
عرس وطني هذا.
So at the end, Abu Hamzi is thanking you, everyone who's supporting Gaza, everyone who's supporting the people of Gaza, the healthcare workers in Gaza, for the support you are giving to, in any way or shape, you are giving to Gaza, especially to the medical point that he's running in the north. And for us, we are also very grateful and very thankful for all of you out there who are supporting us, supporting Doctors Against Genocide, to be able to help our people in Gaza more. Unfortunately, they continue to need more help, and they continue to need your support. We are really grateful for every one of you for speaking up for Gaza, for Palestine, for supporting, for donating, for doing anything you can to help the people. The people of Gaza see you, they hear you, they appreciate you, and as Yasmin Yazan said, every time they see anyone from outside Gaza speak for Gaza, speak for the doctors, speak for the people, or help or donate, it really helps them beyond words. Just the fact that they feel they are not abandoned, just the fact they feel there are people in the world who see them, who hear them, who support them, gives them a lot of strength, a lot of comfort that they are not alone. So thank you, everyone. And now let's go to the other half of the homeland, all the way to the West Bank, and especially from Masafer Yatta, from where I am. And we have Eid. Eid Sulaiman is from Masafer Yatta. Eid has quite a journey in the last few weeks. He's going to share with us some updates about Masafer Yatta, some updates about some work he did in the last couple of weeks. And sorry, Eid, we did not get the opportunity to hear from you last week. And because you are in the West Bank, the situation maybe is a little bit more stable than Gaza. We keep you a little bit later, but we are ready for you now. تفضل Eid. Share with us what's happening there in the West Bank, what's happening in Masafer Yatta, and what did you do with your visit to Europe lately?
Thank you, Dr. Nizal, my brother. Thank you for everyone who is in the event. Basically, the things in Masafar Yatta is a little bit not quiet, but because it's not shown every day in the news. But I'm telling you, facts I show all the time, and I saw by myself on the ground, and I just follow. The annexations is keep going, settlers, and by the military in one hand. They do annexations every day, 24 hours, 7 days in a week. Night and day they work to create a fact on the ground that's any government can change it in the near future. And we know this government will just have until November this year, and will be election here in Israel. Settlers take the time now, and they just in the race of taking lands from Palestinians. Every day there is attacks in the West Bank. Every day they shooting people. They stole land every day, and they escalate Palestinians, and they chase them every day, 24 hours. There is a lot of arrests happen in the West Bank, and also settlers, they do a lot of attacks. Only last week they attacked a family near Yatta, and they killed animals, and they beat parents and the children. They tear gassed them, they beat them with sticks, and they went to the hospital for treatment. And no investigations by the Israeli occupation forces for this incident. And also nowadays the international community a little bit, busy about what happened also in Gaza, also around the world. And now I'm telling you, there is a Cold War going on in the West Bank by settlers and the army. And they want to create this fact of there is no hope for Palestinians. There is no hope for people to stay in their land. And they're preventing the plowing season now in Palestine, which nowadays supposed to be plowing season for Palestinian farmers. They prevent 80% of plowing this year, as they prevent the olive harvest, most of it last October. And this is a policy which offered by the government and the state and the police and the army, who fully supported these criminals and not be accountable. And they keep, doing this day by day. And we should raise that with Congress. I think this is the message that we should take. Everybody who have his own connections with Congress members, civil society in their countries, in their embassies, also to urge them. What's happened in the West Bank is a war crime going on every day by Qatar and the army, who fully supported by the government, and then they want to just create this fact, these lands belong to them, and no, there is no Palestinians exist in the area. And I'm urging everybody just to follow the reports. 3 weeks ago, we head away to Netherlands, to The Hague, and also to Amsterdam. We met with the Dutch official governments, members, and we talked to them about what's going on in Palestine in general, and also in the West Bank in specific. And they get full reports by us. Even we visited the Amnesty International, court in The Hague, and was very, very successful visit by me and and other colleagues around the world. We show what Israel do in the West Bank day by day, and also in Gaza. I have a major thing here. I think the most beautiful, the most powerful message we should take, that the last few months we received 14 demolition orders against our community, and barely our home standing today because of some Congress members, mainly Jim Riskin. He took the lead, and he write this message, and he asked 104 Congress members to sign the letter, and he sent it to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Only via these messages and these people who have influence on Israel, the houses of Omar Khair and other houses in the Masafar Yatta standing. that's the way sometimes, which maybe work. I think it's good work if you know people keep sending messages to this to their Congress members, to their staffers, to their offices, and tell them, hey guys, what happened in the West Bank is a cold war by settlers, and these settlers funded by the government directly. And Smotrich he spent millions of dollars from the budget to the settlements projects in the West Bank, and everybody know these projects just leading for annexations and more land confiscation, and then the Palestinian state, vision will be dismantled, and it's basically dismantled now by the state of Israel. But the international community should know what's happened here. We should urge the Congress members all the time. We should urge the State Department. We should urge the embassies around the world, U.S. embassies more than others, because they are the people who have influence on the Israeli governments, and they can maybe change the rule, the rules in the ground and the game which Israel, playing now in the West Bank. We will find, and also they do a lot of. There is three military operations happened in the north of the West Bank, in Jenin and also in Tobas, also in Tul Karim. It's the main side. It is mainly the same like Gaza. They demolished last week in Jenin camp. They demolished 25 homes. They came with the bulldozers and they dismantled these 25 homes in a military operation for seizing, terror, as they say. But the main idea, they want to clarify the whole camp from the people who are living there. This is the idea. They use the terror word as a tool they use in their daily confiscation of the land, putting their hands here for a military purpose and there. And the main thing, they want to take the land from Palestinians. That's the role that Israel do in the West Bank by the settlers and the army who work on one side to achieve this goal. I'm urging you, dear friends, in Doctor Against Genocide, to talk to the Congress members in their areas, in your areas and in your cities, in your county, and tell them, hey, what's happened in Gaza is also have its impact on the West Bank. Israel now taking the lead on the West Bank, and they do what they want because everybody just a little bit busy about what happened nowadays in the world. And we should focus more about this act by settlers, because settlers fund also by some money which come from abroad, by some sources which came from the United States. And this money came directly to the settlers projects in the West Bank, and we should focus on these things. Meanwhile, the situation is hard. Every day there is attacks and violence by settlers, but not always it's come to the news. And that's the thing we should expose to the American public and the American media, because sometimes the official media is busy more in the world issues nowadays.
Thank you for the update, Eid. Yes, please stay strong and thank you for sharing this. And we want to speak about all their crimes, whether in the West Bank or Gaza or anywhere, or in Somaliland or wherever. I mean, it seems that their system of exploitation is even beyond the limits of Palestine. They are attacking Lebanon, killing people in Lebanon every day. They are attacking Syria every day. They are threatening to attack Iran again. We know they attacked Yemen. Now they want to even change the whole dynamics in the area with their Somaliland new colonial game. In Sudan, we know that in Sudan, actually both of those generals are fighting in a way are supported by Israel, and Israel give weapons to both of them because they want the people to kill each other. And in Congo, most of those billionaires who are profiting from the cobalt and the resources that are there in Congo are Israelis, and they use these profits to build more settlements. And thank you for highlighting that most of the new settlers in Israel are American citizens. Most of the money that is funding new settlement building is American tax money. This is my dollars, your dollars that you work hard for. The United States non-profit organizations, the groups are the main supporters of the illegal settlements. The United States government, as we know, is the main supporter of Israel, genocidal state, with money, with weapons, with diplomacy, with political cover. So those who are in the West, whether you are in Germany, the serial genocidal state, actually, I think Germany committed more genocides than anyone else in history. Whether you are in UK, the colonialist in chief, and whether you are in the US, which is the genocide state in chief, your government and many of the non-profit organizations, the Zionist ones, are supporting these crimes with our money, without our consent. So please, your voice is very important. All of us, we need to speak up, and we need to demand from our politicians not to use our money, not to send our money to commit more crimes. And actually, we need to go on the attack against these organizations that are supporting these illegal settlements. And I think you mentioned Raskin is he has a bill against the settlements in the West Bank. Eid?
Yes, he write a very powerful letter to Benjamin Netanyahu to stop the demolition against the village of Al Khair and stop settler violence also. And 104 senators signed the same letter with him, and they sent it to Israeli government and the office of Bibi in Jerusalem. And we think these 104 signature by these senators, which stop the demolition from happening. Since October, they threatened to come and demolish this 20 homes in Al Khair, and 100 people will be homeless. But with these letters and this, kind of, showing what's happened by these senators to Israeli government, the demolitions is just stopped in the last moments.
Means
Then Israel will go on with that.
which means making noise or speaking about it does help. At least it
Yes,
delays
it
the
does
damage, does
help.
not
I
catch.
think,
So
yes,
please, we need to
yes, it's
amplify.
very
We
helpful.
need to make it. We are going to DC actually in 10 days, 2 weeks, Iman and
Yes,
Dania. So please, we need to make sure that this
yes.
is also one of the top asks. We need to reach out, and we need to reach other people to sign on Raskin's letter to support or to prevent the demolitions in Al Khair. Yeah.
Yeah, and also keep sending messages to the senators, offices and their staff, because these messages keep updating them. Means they keep on the track of following what's happened in Gaza and the West Bank, and also in East Jerusalem. Last week they demolished a whole apartment which hosts 300 families in Silwan, and
Yes.
they demolished it, all of it. And Israel keep put these people on the streets. I mean, what's happened in the West Bank and in Jerusalem is happen. It's a different, destruction by different tools, not with planes, only with bulldozers. And Israel used this tool just to evict Palestinians away from their homes. There was a big battle for this apartment in Silwan, but Israel, as you know, they just avoid the justice, and they go and they demolish the apartment in the early morning, because they didn't want people just to be, getting sometimes to work on their case.
Eid, do you know people from Jerusalem, from Silwan area that, in that building or anywhere else in the West Bank?
I know friends, yes. I know friends from
Yeah,
Silwan and
please
other
try to
communities,
reach out to
yes.
them. Try to reach out to them and see if they can come and because the only way we can, add pressure is we need facts. We need information from people on the ground. So please invite
I
anyone who's
will.
interested.
I will
Come,
I will I will contact them, and then they contact you, dear Nidal. Okay,
Inshallah,
I will
Allah
do
Khalid.
that.
Yes, please try to make as many connections as possible, whether it's in Jerusalem and anywhere else in the West Bank, Masafir Yatta, because the more you provide us with facts, with information we can share with the politicians here, with facts and
Yes,
the staffers, it makes our argument stronger. So please keep updating that.
of course. I
Yeah.
will. I will send you their, addresses and phones also.
And you know that
Yeah.
my land in Hawara, which is a mile away from Masafriyata, it's a mile or maybe 2 miles from you, they also confiscated that land and they took it. My brother-in-law, my
Yeah.
sister continues to be there. They have a they built a small house there and they're refusing to leave it. Although in the beginning, when the settlers came, they took like 80% of the land and left them 20%, and they start building their caravans. Now they're coming and attacking them every day, which means as usual. In the beginning, they come out with
Yes.
this part. Then once they put their feet in the ground, create fatigue on the ground, then they start, intimidating the people to push them out. And I think if you want to share the video, this is a video from my sister who is there in Hawara. She's 2 miles from where Eid is. And, they just came, took all the land, they put Israeli flags, and they are not allowing them even to leave that room where they are staying. And now they are trying to attack them every night to intimidate them. These are the settlers, with these motorized. These are mostly U.S. funded things. They are intimidating the people. They want to push them out. And of course, they all are armed, and the soldiers come and support them also with their weapons.
يلا ليش نادي يلا تستريح من فوق شايف عليكم ما انت لقد تستريح من فوق يعني تستريح من فوق انا بديت بعض يعني بقى كده الناس كانت معهم فيك بعض يعني امرتي لقاتها بالنظام تعسل سفوف شام يا فتوم تعسل كم لا ما كنت تفعل على بالي امرتي لقاء نيجي عشان فوق رسائل خاطي في سبات الفا او يعسل سفوف هذا على يذهب بيت الفا ويوم لما تتغيرك خش جوا وجه يلا مع السلامه خش جوا وجهين اي من الحايم هو رئيس يلا امشي.
So it's painful to hear this genocidal language anyway. Apologize. It's not a language that anyone should be forced to hear. It is a made-up language. It's a language of genocide. It's not a true language. But these are people who are here on my land illegally. And if you want to show the other video, Karama, the olives and stuff like that, they all took olive trees. See, they just come, they put the fence, and they consider it all their own. Although my sister, my brother-in-law, my uncle are still there, they're refusing to leave. And again, they used to get water to irrigate these trees. Now they're not allowing them to do so. So Eid, please keep coming back with more updates. We need to hear from you. We need the facts. The more you tell us, the more you update us, the more we have more ammunition to use when we go to DC. And I can actually connect you with Iman and Dania here. Usually organize our DC Hill visits, so we can always go there ready with our facts, the numbers from Masafir Yatta, from the West Bank, from Jerusalem, from Gaza, anywhere, the more the better. Even from Jenin, I know from Jenin, Maisa is here with us from Jenin. The situation in Jenin is terrible. I don't know if she's available to give us any updates. Maisa, are you there? Maisa from Jenin?
I am there. How are you?
أهلا وسهلا. أهلا أخت ميسة.
أنا كتير تأثرت بالحكى عيد، يعني كأنه بحكي كأني أنا اللي بدي أحكي هذا الحكي.
Yeah, so Maisa is from Jenin, and she affirms what Eid shared about the situation in the West Bank. They are on a rampage 24/7 of theft, of exploitation, of expulsions, thieves. They are thieves. They are thieves of land. They are thieves of history. They are thieves of everything. تفضلي.
دكتور جنين هلا تحت سيادة إسرائيل، الجيش الإسرائيلي بتشوفهم في كل مكان، وزاد عليهم المستوطنين اللي هلا رجعوا على المستوطنات. في إلي صديقات ساكنين في مستوطنة اللي طلعوا منها من سنين، هلا رجعوا وطلعوهم من بيوتهم. شوف وين وصل الوضع.
So in Jenin, Sister Maisa is sharing that the soldiers, the army are there all the time, intimidating people and making their lives miserable. And if you remember, there was a withdrawal agreement that Israel signed in 2005. Sharon signed that agreement, the withdrawal from Gaza. Along as part of that agreement, there were 4 settlements in Jenin area, the Homish area or the Homish settlements, that Israel themselves agreed to evacuate the settlements, and they did evacuate them in 2005, along with the evacuating the settlements from Gaza. But now with Ben-Gvir and Smotrich coming back, they are actually rebuilding those settlements. So while Jenin enjoyed freedom from those filthy settlers for maybe the last 20 years, now they're coming back and they're rebuilding those against their own agreement. I mean, they are the one who agreed to evacuate them voluntarily. Now they are changing their words and they're coming back to rebuild, to intimidate more people. تفضلي.
الجيش هلأ في البلد كل بيقدروا يدخلوا أي بيت، بيقدروا يدخلوا أي مؤسسة. دخلوا عنا على المستشفى كذا مرة، طلعوا على قسم النساء فوق، ولا بهمهم إشي ولا عندهم أي إنسانية. مستعدين يعني يدخلوا على غرفة العمليات يشوفوا مين اللي بينعمل له عملية جوا، هل هو مطلوب ولا لا. كتير كتير الوضع سيء. الوضع الاقتصادي سيء، صاروا الناس
خلينا
كلها
خلينا نحكي عن
تنقل
المستشفى لحظة
لمناطق
شوي.
ثانية.
خلينا نترجم المستشفى هاي. So the Israeli soldiers are attacking the people in Jenin, of course, all over the West Bank every day. Even in the hospital, Maisa is the chief of Al-Shifa Hospital in Jenin. That's separate from the Shifa Hospital in Gaza. She's the chief of that hospital. It's a private hospital there. She's saying that the soldiers are coming to the hospital every day. They go anywhere in the hospital, wherever they want, without any permission. They go to the operating rooms. They even go to the OBGYN, department and floors without any permission, without approval, and they violate the privacy of everyone, even during operations. Soldiers
Yes.
go into operating rooms to check who's being operated on and by whom and why. I mean, this is crazy. This is a call for all the medical community all over the world. How are soldiers allowed to be walking? I mean, ORs need to be sterile. You have to prepare yourself. Everyone there should be sterilized. How are soldiers allowed to go in and put everyone in those hospitals, in those operating rooms, in the female and OBGYN sections at risk
فيش
and
قيود.
violence or violation of any privacy. Yeah. Sorry
ما
about
في
that.
أي
تفضل.
قيود، ما في أي قيود، ما في أي احترام. بيقطعوا الكهرباء. إحنا طبعا المشكلة إنه إحنا المستشفى قريب على المخيم، فكل ما بتشوف إلا الكهرباء قطعت. عن التفجيرات صارت كتير، عنا أجهزة خربت. في عندي غرفة عمليات معطلة دكتور، لأنه جهاز التخدير فيها انحرق من كتر ما بيقطعوا الكهرباء. فهلأ صفى عندي غرفة فاضية، غرفة عمليات بتشتغل، وغرفة تانية معطلة لأنه الجهاز خربان لا يصلح.
So the Al Shifa Hospital in Jenin is right there at the gate of the Jenin camp, refugee camp, which is a frequent place for Israeli intimidation. The soldiers, they keep also disrupting the power, the electricity from the hospital and from the camp, which is destroying many of the remaining equipments they have at the hospital. You know, these tools, whenever the power keeps, on and off, many of these devices, what's the right term for it, Mary Beth? Power surge or something? The device goes wrong.
Excuse me.
No, no, I'm talking to anyone.
آه.
Mary Beth,
آه.
when the power keeps going on and off, I mean, sometimes those electrical devices are destroyed, yeah? It's
I mean,
power source.
sometimes, like, if you're talking about people using generator power
No,
specifically?
no, like the hospital, it has power, it has electricity,
Hmm.
but because the army keeps disrupting the power and many of the devices in the hospital are going bad because of that. Whatever
Yeah.
few devices left they have, because they keep, power on, power off, power on, power off, they're losing
Yeah.
whatever devices they had at the hospital.
Well,
And all
and
these,
you
all these,
will
yeah,
you will
all these
shorten the
devices.
life of the internal battery too. Like if you have anesthesia equipment that has its own like backup internalized battery, so if
Yeah,
power fails in a hospital, like of course the hospital, at least in the United States, would have like backup generators that kick in, but different like anesthesia equipment specifically would have its own internal battery. But if you keep like adding, taking away, adding, taking away, adding, taking away, you reduce that battery's capacity to maintain any charge over time. So then if the power goes out while someone's under anesthesia, they're basically suffocating.
So, I mean, we know that medical equipments are very expensive equipments, especially
I
if you are
know.
in the West Bank and Gaza, because there are so many restrictions on trying to get medical equipments in, and when they get in, they usually get in at very high price, very high cost. So, despite all of this, whatever they manage to get in, whatever they manage to survive, that Israel is not even leaving them alone and trying to destroy whatever left they have. These are all, again, these are all systemic programs to intimidate people, to exterminate people, to expel people, to make them leave, to make them, force them to abandon their hospitals or their villages, their towns, their cities, their places. We all know that this part of the ethnic cleansing campaign that Israel has been working on for the last 150 years with full support of major global powers. So thank
Yeah.
you, Maisa.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Eid.
Thank you.
Eid, do you have any final message? Anything final message for us?
Thank you, Dr. Nidal. Basically, it's very, just keep advocating, keep telling, the responsible people about, influencing the Israelis about that. And mostly the United States is the most people who can put something on Israel and maybe influence them just to tell them, hey, what's happened in the Holy Land is keep going. And the scenario of Gaza now they use in Jenin and Tul Karim in the north of the West Bank, and they intimidate the middle of the West Bank, where is Jerusalem and also the South Hebron Hills area, Jordan Valley, with subtle violence, which is a different tool than using the army all the time. And we should keep telling them and keep sending messages to the Congress members, to to their staffs, to their offices, to tell them, hey, we should focus in the West Bank and in Jerusalem also, because situations just is going to a bad situation if we just keep avoiding hearing the messages from the area. And that's my message. And thank you, dear Dr. Nidal, for this opportunity to let me talk and give you update. I will keep contact you with other people from East Jerusalem, maybe hopefully this week,
Eid,
and they can give you more updates about that.
yes, actually, I want to create a group for you with us and with Iman and Dania. And please bring the other people, the activists from Jerusalem, from other areas in the West Bank. So you give us, fresh updates on the situation. So we keep updating our demands as we go. And we can request actually meetings. It can be virtual meetings with the staffers. We can have you on also, you or anyone from the West Bank.
Thank you.
You can be part. Yes,
Thank you.
let's make virtual visits if we cannot make it in person, or we don't need to wait for once a month. We can make virtual visits and have you and any one of your colleagues anywhere else in the West Bank and Gaza join these meetings. And maybe we can have Dr. Ahmed Al Farra from Gaza also join us. That's always good to see Dr. Ahmed Al Farra. اهلا اهلا يا باشا، منور.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام، كيف حالك؟
سلامات يا حاج.
انت حكيت دائما بدي اسمع من الوست بانك، هاي جبنا لك عيد وجبنا لك ميسة وجبنا لك كل الناس. احنا بنخاف منك، انت بتحكي شيء لازم ننفذه يعني.
والله I'm really so glad and so happy that you focus on the West Bank.
really focus on everyone ان شاء الله.
Really I'm really feeling that we have to in every webinar, every Zoom, we should talk about West Bank more and more.
ان شاء الله.
uh,
دكتور احمد بدي اغلبك، احنا we're almost done. There's one important message we want to hear from Dr. Swiyang, and it is regarding concerning updates about one of our very important colleagues, Dr. Ghassan Abu Sitta. So Dr. Swiyang is going to share these updates with us. Then after that, it's going to be all yours. We'll go back to Khan Yunis with Dr. Ahmad and all his colleagues. So Dr. Swiyang, before we lose the number of people there, we wanted to share the message regarding Dr. Ghassan, please, what we can do to help support him.
Okay. This one, I think the UK government is actually, attacking doctors who speak up against genocide. So doctors who actually openly speak up against genocide are all targeted to be deregistered. So it's getting really serious now. They have done quite a few, and then they've taken them up to the General Medical Council. Now, Dr. Ghassan Abu Sita, as you know, and in fact, before I forget, and I really appreciate hearing Yasmin speaking about, the standard of the Palestinian doctors. And in fact, I would say that it's not only Gaza doctors, but also Palestinian doctors in general. They are really the best in the whole world, and we have to learn from them, not only medicine and so on, but in the way, they are noble. The word is noble. Their sacrifice for their patients and bringing us back to the value of humanity and the duties of being a doctor. So I owe Yasmin a big debt for telling us again today. I will send a recording of her talk to Ghassan when he comes back to London tomorrow. So Ghassan is just one of them, but he is, of course, a big target because he's the most outspoken against the Gaza genocide, and he lives by his example. Just for those people who are listening to the webinar who are not very close to Ghassan, you know that on the 7th of October, when Ghassan first learned of what happened, he did not wait. He immediately booked a ticket and fly out to Gaza to go in by Rafah because he knows that there will be a big reprisal against Gaza. So from the very beginning, he has lived the targeted attacks from 8th of October onward until the time when he was forced to leave Gaza 42 days later. So he was there, he worked in Shifa Hospital with Dr. Adnan, and then subsequently he was also at Auda and at Akli Hospital. He was there at the first bombing of Akli Hospital, where nearly 500 people were killed in the compound of Akli Hospital. So he was there, and he spoke up from Gaza. And of course, there was a lot of, the lobby down here were very, very angry with him. So when he came back early, in 2024, after being kind of forced out of Akli Hospital and evacuated out, they have someone complain to the General Medical Council, which is equivalent of your American Medical Council, that this particular patient don't feel safe being treated by him. In fact, it was so stupid that the one who actually lodged a complaint has never been his patient. So the General Medical Council threw the complaint out, but Ghassan was dragged through a tribunal. That was the first round. This time, after 2 years, they planned it better. They had 3 formal complaints, all going back to years and years when Ghassan was a young doctor, working in Gaza, and the tweets he made. So this time it was hauled up. So he's going to be subjected to a tribunal hearing at the General Medical Council beginning on the 8th of January next week. And he doesn't want me to make a big fuss, but I just feel that, as colleagues, you see, we have to support him somehow. I don't know how. I booked a day off work. I'm going up to Manchester for the first day of his trial, and I want to keep you all posted. And there might be a time when we will have to openly support him. I was thinking either by petition or by by funding the trial or whatever it is, he will tell us what's the best thing to do. So I don't expect people from all over UK to be able to go to this trial in Manchester, and I think it was done deliberately so that it's very difficult for us to go. For us to go, we have to take a day off work or 2 days off work or a week off work. So, but if you have colleagues near Manchester, I will keep Doctors for Genocide against genocide posted, so that if you want to go to support him, you'll be welcome. That's number one. But not on the 8th itself, but if you come the gallery, you can sit in the gallery and we see what happens. We hope and pray that the case will be thrown out again because it's so unreasonable. But the whole idea is to keep doctors suspended for a long time and then to renew the complaint and continue to take them to court so that they just can't practice. So, but certainly it will not silence us. We'll continue. There's nothing that can stop us talking about Palestine, being the voice of the Palestinian people. And it's our duty as doctors to do so. But I am actually wondering how we can support him.
Thank you so much, Sui Yang. Keep us posted. I mean, Dr. Ghassan has been out in the in the battle for this for quite some time.
I know.
I am sure he is prepared mentally, and I trust that he's strong enough to see this through, and we are very supportive of him. Obviously, we all remember him standing in front of Al Shifa Hospital with the bodies of the injured and putting a press conference at the beginning of the genocide. So we have a lot of appreciation and a lot of we will have his back in whatever capacity that he needs us to, and hopefully he will prevail. And we know this lawfare is a strategy to
It is
change the
crazy.
conversation and to shift the narrative and to make the discussion about what did this doctor or that doctor do wrong, instead of talking about the massacres that are happening daily, and instead of demanding accountability for the perpetrators of genocide. We are all familiar with that by now. And we hope that the world will see this and will stop doing that. But like you, I don't think we will not stop speaking up. We will not be firmly against genocide, and we will never stop being advocates for life.
Yeah. And the other thing is also our 32 activists that are in prison without trial. And the 2,500 who actually openly declare their support for them, who are also arrested and released on bail. So I'll keep you posted. Anyway, I think it's very important that our country has decided to protect those who make bombs to kill Palestinians and to arrest those who take action against the armament factories.
It is unfortunate, and it is what's making the killing machine thrive.
Yes.
But we are steadfast, and we will continue with our mission. That's why we are here together, to support each other and to keep up the fight. So thank you, Sui-Yan.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, I just post things to you, and then
thank you. Yes,
we can do. Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you for bringing Yasmin. I tell you, and also Dr. Lulu. This is so wonderful, you know.
Yes, it was amazing to hear both of them. Absolutely.
Instead of getting depressed with the situation of Gaza, you just see, people, so strong, who, You know how to win against a genocide is to live, and to live in a meaningful and full way.
Absolutely.
That is resistance. Okay. Yeah.
So please keep us updated if there is anything we can do for Dr. Ghassan. And
Yeah.
I actually just sent him a message myself. We're not gonna do anything until
He
we
says
hear
so.
from him, and he says so. And I think he needs to maybe check with his legal team.
Yeah.
We don't want to do anything that's not calculated, that might make things worse for him.
Yeah.
But again, he is a big name in the Gaza medical community and the global medical community, and we know that the attack against him is part of silencing the voices
Yes.
of the victims of genocide and the voices that speak against the genocide. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on medicine. It's an attack on our universal humanity and our medical ethics and our medical community. So we are there ready for any type of support that he needs. We will wait to hear from you or from him. And I don't want to repeat what Trump said. I don't like his word, but we are, what did he say? We are locked and loaded. We are locked and loaded to support Dr. Astan too. So
Yeah.
not just Trump is locked and loaded. We, the people of the world, are locked and loaded, and we are going to dismantle all their systems.
Yes.
Listen, President Trump, please.
Yeah.
Yes, we, the people, have the power. We are
Yeah.
more powerful than you and than your F-16s and F-35s and your weapons and your criminal attacks and your violations of the international norms, international human law. You go and abduct heads of states. You're turning the
That
whole
is
world into a
amazing.
jungle, an American jungle. We as Americans refuse what you're doing. What you're doing is not in our name. We do not consent to it. And I don't know what kind of president of peace you claim you are by committing all these crimes and supporting all these criminals. So all I mean, just the common sense is you should have locked up you should have locked up Benjamin Netanyahu, who has an international arrest warrant against him for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and you should not celebrate him for the New Year party. He is the one who should be in jail now in the United States for committing a genocide and war crimes, not the president of Venezuela, and not opening another front, another war to waste more money of the American people. So yeah, thank you, Dr. Sweet, for this update.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Now we'll listen to Dr.
Yasmin, are you still with us?
Yasmin not with us, but never mind.
Yasmin.
نعم معاكم.
Oh, wow, Jude. Yeah, thank you so much, Yasmin.
احكي معنا ياسمين، احكي معنا. شو حابة تحكي؟ في الدكتور الفرة هو اللي عرفنا عليك، هو اللي اعطانا رقمك. حابة تحكي معاه شيء؟
الله يعطيك العافية دكتور أحمد ويمسيك الله بالخير.
دكتور أحمد, are you there?
Yes, he was just now. Just
Dr. الفرة?
again.
He will come back.
Yeah.
So
دكتور أحمد هو على فكرة دير بالك هو الآن في المستشفى أتوقع مناوب.
لا هيو موجود. هذا الدكتور مشكلته.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
عليكم السلام، يعطيك العافية دكتور.
والله أنا يعني قمة في السعادة إنه الأخت ياسمين معنا اليوم.
الله يسعدك يا رب، وأنا أكثر. الله يخليك.
عندي beside me دكتور عبد الله حسب الله. He's يعني have all best wishes for you and for your family.
ما أحلى الكوفية عليك
دكتور عبد الله حسب الله من أصدقائنا العزيزين. دير بالك أو دير بالك هو كمان طبيب أطفال بنعتز فيه وفخورين فيه كثير كثير يعني.
هيو عم بسلم عليكي.
الله يسلمك يا رب ويسلمه يا رب. يعطيك العافية دكتور عبد الله، يسعد مساك يا رب.
ربنا يوفقك إن شاء الله. إيش أخبارك؟
والله الحمد لله، الله يسعدك يبارك فيك. تسلم.
مبسوط إنك انضميت للمجموعة وربنا يوفقكم إن شاء الله.
والله وأنا أكثر مبسوطة وبشرفني إني أنضم لكم وبشرفني ترشيحكم برضه لإلي والله.
الله يوفقك إن شاء الله. تفضل.
الله يخليك الله يسلمك دكتور عبد الله.
Dr. Nidal, I want to talk a little brief about Dr. Adnan rahimahullah. Dr. Adnan, first I was recognized him on swimming because he
Wow.
used to swim in cold water.
Wow.
And we both share this sport.
كمان.
And we are doing a lot of many talks about the benefit of swimming in cold water in winter for enhanced immunity, for the mood, motivation, for endorphins, for the body, for everything.
Pyroxene.
This is not an official DAG message. This is your own opinion. I personally
No,
I
he's right.
disagree. إيش؟
Maybe he's right.
Yes,
He's
okay.
right.
We agree to disagree. That's fine. أنا بخاف. I don't like.
I'll
I'm gonna have
send
to look up the evidence-based research on this because I don't see me getting in cold water.
I'll send you a video for swimming last week, and the temperature in Gaza was nearly 6 or 7, and the water was extremely cold while we started swimming with my son and with my colleagues in the cold water. This is a challenge for the body and for the heart and for the blood vessels and for immunity and for everything.
Yeah, one more thing the Gaza doctors, Gaza people can do that we cannot do. Yeah, you're adding to the list. We're making the challenge even harder for us.
I want also to talk about our memory with Dr. Adnan when we were in Nama swimming pool. It was a swimming pool in Jabalia, and we used to be there because of have sport swimming and have massage, and we used to talk about his study in Jordan. You know, Dr. Adnan, he's not a doctor of orthopedic, he's a professor of orthopedic.
Okay.
He's a lecturer of the universities. He's doing the most serious and the most difficult operation in orthopedic. Even some cases who were referred to outside Gaza, they come back, they are unoperable, and Dr. Adnan did the operation for them, rahmatullah alayh. I will remember his famous word that we are the stones of the valley. نحن حجارة هذا الوادي. نحن حجارة هذا الوادي. الماء يمشي, the water is going on, and but the stones will remain. وإن شاء الله أختنا, she will remain. We, all of us, her family, we are supporting. We are still here in Gaza. You know, they were completely angry about Dr. Adnan because Dr. Adnan demonstrates what is the nature of the Palestinian doctor, what he's doing, what he's fighting, what he's tried to confirm, and what he tried to prove for the world about his message to treat his patient, to try to support his patient, to try to be an angel for his patient and to deal with them. Really, I really, when we heard about Dr. Adnan, he's a winner because he's a martyr, and he's now in paradise. And I will never forget what our God is telling us. ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون. Never, they are never dying. They are still alive with a company with their God, and they are observing what we are doing now, and they are trying to give us some calmness. Please feel calm, because we know that that road is ending by paradise. No words can express about our feeling for Ustaza Yasmin and for her family. We are taking the support and power from her because she's used to be always power, always she has the powerful, she has everything about convince about her national issues. I think that we inshallah we will catch that gangs that did that with Dr. Adnan rahmatullah alayh, and we will put them on the justice, and they will inshallah be hangs or be put in a gang on some square or something like that, that as criminals what they did against Dr. Adnan. I want Dr. Abdullah to talk about something about the bronchoscope today in Nasser Medical Complex. Really, the situation in Gaza still difficult, my friends. Dr. Abdullah, what you have today?
I have 3 bronchoscope done today, Dr. Nidal.
اهلا وسهلا دكتور عبد الله.
الله يكون على كيف
نور
حالك.
منور يعطيك العافيه.
حياك الله، الله يبارك فيك. One patient, age 11 years old, complain chronic cough before 2 months. Bronchoscope was done, bronchoscope normal. I will do another gastroscope, relief diagnosis, severe gastroesophageal reflux grade 3, and big hiatus hernia, and severe gastroenteritis. Biopsy was done, and now diagnosed severe reflux. Now treatment with gastroenterology, the doctors. Another one case, 11 years old, choking من غطاية قلم رصاص او القلم الجاف ايش بنسميها، الغطاية فورن بادي انقطعت بلاستيك، الغطاية تاعت القلم.
The cover of the pen.
The cover of the pen, the cap, yeah.
Yes.
So
Before five
it?
days. Yes,
Oh.
choking and complain cough before 5 days. Bronchoscope was done today. Alhamdulillah, successful was removed the foreign body. Another one case, chronic chronic cough before since 2 months. Bronchoscope done, was diagnosed severe tracheomalacia.
How old is the patient?
Tracheomalacia. 11 years 11 سنة.
Wow. I mean, I'm not a pediatrician, I'm not good at this, but we have many pediatricians here. Tracheomalacia, is it usually something that is usually diagnosed earlier than 11 years? Or it can persist this much?
Since birth, chronic cough since birth.
Since birth, okay.
Yes.
Tracheomalacia. So what do you do for a patient like this? Tracheomalacia for 11 years and in Gaza. Is there anything that can be done for a child like this?
Start line treatment, inhaler corticosteroid. If no response, second line can do stent in the trachea. Not available in Gaza. Last choice, tracheoplastia.
So let's go by this. So the first line treatment is inhaled corticosteroids.
Yes.
To my knowledge, this is not.
If no response,
do you have it in Gaza? At one point, they did not have inhalers in Gaza, the steroid inhalers. Do they have them now?
Yes. Beclometazole available, and budesonide available in Gaza.
Okay, alhamdulillah, because for a few months I think it was not available.
Next step in treatment, تفضل.
If that does not work, then we have to do a stent in the trachea, which is not available in Gaza.
Outside in Gaza, not available. Last choice, tracheoplastia.
Okay. Thank you. يعطيك العافية, Dr. Abdullah.
Allah يعافيك, Dr.
Interesting cases. Yeah, please join us every week and give us what interesting cases you have. So foreign body, and then esophageal reflux, severe esophageal reflux, and then tracheomalacia.
Dr. Nidal, please, I want to talk about the summary of the Israeli media about the two festival of ceremony for the Palestinian board graduate in Gaza, and yesterday was the another festival for the graduation from Al-Azhar and the Islamic University. You know, the Israeli media saw the ceremony as more than just an academic event. Rather, it treated it as a political statement or messages they are talking about political statement in white quotes delivered from atop the rubble, emphasizing the failure of Israeli effort to neutralize the human resources or eliminate educational institutions in the Gaza Strip. That's why they were talking about. This is my message for Mrs. Martha Miller and her family and their support for that celebration. What is the effect and what is the benefit from that festivals and ceremony, and how they can fix the Palestinian people in their land. The Hebrew press followed this event closely with their articles and analysis focusing primarily on its symbolic dimension and political challenge rather than its status as an academic medical occasion. They are talking about victory imaging or victory image. That means some analysis they are wrote that the local authorities in Gaza and health system succeeded in presenting a powerful propaganda spectacle to the world. That articles focused on the fact that the ceremony was held in front of the burned and rubble in the Shifa hospital, sending a message to Israel and international public that the military operation targeting the complex had failed to end the civil administration or institution spirit in Gaza. This is the first message.
I'm glad you made them angry. They will always try to manipulate and
yes,
exactly.
Yes, and the second message, that the appearing of Dr. Muhammad Abu Salmiya and the articles of Ministry of Health and they are sitting in the first column of the festivals, and they are talking about the war, talking about their colleagues, and they are celebrating. This was like something. They are blaming themselves that they allowing him to get out from the prison before, and this is that they are trying to blame themselves about that. Also, they are talking about how these 165 doctors found the electricity to read and found the internet to get inside the books and text books to find the questions and sources. And when did they did that? In the tent, or in the seashore, in winter, in summer? How they did that? How could they concentrate? How they did? Because the exam is not local; it is from the West Bank. No way for anyone to take an answer from here or there, because it's internet and you don't have time even to look for a book or something like that. You have to answer and you have to pass by your effort. This is the third or fourth message. Also, they are talking about this is to impress Israel before international community, which it's observing the destruction of the health sector, that the health sector is still try to survive and try to regenerate again and again and to fix the services for the Palestinian people. So again, thanks for everyone shared in that. Thanks for Martha family. Thanks for everyone here in Doctors Against Genocide who shared in that festivals. Really, really, you did you did your best, and we really appreciate that, and we're feeling about your sympathy and humanity toward the Palestinian people. Thank you, my friend. I will never stop saying thank you and thank you and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed.
شكرا على واجب يا
لا
دكتور.
تشكر على واجب. Yeah.
الله فيكم.
الله يسعدك يا رب.
Last thing, today in the morning meeting, they told me that a case, I sent a video for her from our pediatric ICU for, an infant. Her old is nearly 8 or 9 months. She was in a tent in بير 19 in المواصي, and quadcopter shooting the family by a bomb, and one bullet is get inside her brain, and it made the subarachnoid hemorrhage. I sent the video for her to Doctors Against Genocide group.
Can we share the video? Do we have a consent to share it?
Yes, it is my video. I do it by my hand.
Yeah, the family is okay for
Yes,
us to share it?
yes.
Karama,
We want to talk. Yes, this is only 8 or 9 months old.
I shared it with you, Karama, the video, if you want to share it, please.
Please.
So they attacked the tent where her family is. She's 9 months old, and she has shrapnel injury to her skull. She's in the ICU now?
She's in the pediatric ICU. She has subarachnoid hemorrhage. She was intubated in mechanical ventilation, but today she's extubated. She's under observation and under the decision of a neurosurgeon. I want to invite Mr. Trump. Please, you have to send your gangs to Gaza, not to Venezuela, to try to catch the criminal of Benjamin Netanyahu, not the president of Venezuela. What?
So mentioning the ICU, pediatric ICU at Nasser, we still did not hear from Dr. Shaza Ishaq. Please, as a reminder, if you want to remind her to be with us next week, if she can.
Dr. Shaza is not. She's in duty on, I think, on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. No, that's the old video, Karama.
Yeah, okay.
I need to learn these things. How do you do it? Is it just
to learn it?
Yeah?
You think I'm not doing a good job? You want to learn it yourself?
No, it's good because
you want to send it again? I can send it.
No, I have it. No, I have it.
Even I can go downstairs and do a conversation with her family.
Well, if you can go, that will be good to hear from the family. We will share it now, but if you can go downstairs, and we will wait for you until you get there, and we can talk to them. Yeah,
I'll go there.
Let's share it now. Let's share it now. Then we can go to the family. Here, it's coming.
Yes, she is.
يسرى عدنان أبو سليم، قديش عمر يسرى؟ 7 شهور. إيش صدتها هي؟ إصابة في الرأس، طلق ناري في الرأس من كواد كابتر. وين ساكنين أنتم؟ شكرا جزيلا.
She is Yusra Abu Snaima. She is 8 months old. They are living in Bir 19 on Mawasi, between Khan Yunis and Rafah city. She was in her tent while quadcopter get inside the tent and through a pump or something like that. A shrapnel get inside her brain, and she has inlet and outlet. It causing subarachnoid hemorrhage, and they lost some of her family, from that bomb. This is area of should be a safe area. It is not belongs to the yellow area that they are talking about. That is we have to talk about this again and again. There is no ceasefire in Gaza. The killing is continue. The targeting for infant and for children is continue, and the suffering is still continue again and again. Thank you, my friends.
So the weapons that targeted this baby, 7 or 8 months baby, are American weapons. These are American bombs, American drones that are killing babies and continue to kill babies every day. This is happening on our watch. We should not turn the other way. We should not abandon them, and we should hold our politicians accountable for this. The false sense and talk about a ceasefire while babies continue to be targeted every day, even in their tents. Not allowing winter, supplies, not allowing mobile homes. I know Nasser Hospital and Al Shifa Hospital and all hospitals in Gaza has received babies who froze to death due to the cold weather because tents do not really protect from this very harsh winter this year. Multiple, storms, almost total of 5 or 6 storms went through Gaza this year alone in the last 2 months. While more than 1 million people continue to live in conditions that are not suitable to withstand this weather, both children, elderly, sick people. We have more than 20 people who died from hypothermia so far this year. Knowing that UNRWA and all the international organizations are saying they have all what needs. They have all the mobile homes, they have all the winterized tents to be deployed immediately within hours to protect the civilians there. But they continue not able to do so because they are blocked by Israel, by President Trump friend that celebrated the New Year with him in the Mar Lagoon in Florida, enjoying the weather, enjoying the luxury of the Mar Lagoon, while babies are freezing to death and dying from starvation and dying from actual bombs that is happening now as we see. So anyone who tells you about the ceasefire, you can use this baby as an evidence that they continue to target civilians every day. So thank you, Dr. Ahmed, for sharing this. And if you want to go to the family, we will be happy to talk to them. If you are able to go there, and we will be happy to talk to them live and have any of our friends ask them questions if they want.
Okay. We have time?
Yeah, we have time. It's okay. But عارف, you know me, but we can stay here all night. Yeah,
Okay.
we are in no
Okay,
rush.
I will go. I will go. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. While you go there, we have a few names here that do not come often, not because they don't want to, but because they are very busy people, important people. That's why we want to hear from them. One of them, first on the list, is Dr. David Sperber, our great David Sperber from New York. Thank you. It's always good to see you. So please, what are your reflections? What have you been up to lately?
Well, I've been, yesterday I was out demonstrating with some local activists, pro-Palestine activists at our public market where in the summertime, I sell Palestinian olive oil and distribute information and literature to people. And so we were out yesterday. It was very cold, but we were there, and I'm very horrified, but not surprised by the abduction and kidnapping of the president of a sovereign nation of Venezuela by the American thugs. And it becomes clearer and clearer what the forces are that we're opposing. And it's very big, and it's but it makes it clearer and more understandable exactly why things have been going so relentlessly in the direction they have been in Gaza, in the West Bank. This was the plan, and these are the forces behind the plan all along. And so, we need to up our game and join forces with others. I don't know where this is all going, but we can see that our work is just beginning, really. So, I hope that I'll be in Washington. And when is the day,
The
Nidal?
14th. The 14th. Are you joining us?
I hope so.
Your wife too?
Yeah, I hope so. I can't speak for her.
Ahla wa sahla. It's always good to have you, David.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry I haven't been more consistent.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sure you're doing a lot every day there in New York. You're lucky. Are you enjoying the Mamdani days already or not yet? It's been 3 days now.
Remember, I'm in Rochester, New York. It's about 400 miles from New York City.
Oh, you're north. Oh, not in the city.
We're on Lake Ontario looking at Canada across the lake. So
I see.
And it's cold here.
Cold, yes, it's cold here too. Thank
Yeah,
you, David.
I know.
And let's hear from Dr. Erica Handel, because it's all One Health. Erica, are you there? Erica?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Erica. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Well, I just wanted to express my appreciation for everyone. Like, whenever I'm able to join, this always gives me hope. I shared with some local community activists, I'm in Arizona, about how uplifting seeing the graduation ceremony, and just how grounding it is, and also the perspectives of sharing how it's being spoken about and the other action steps that we can take, and clear action steps we can take. It's very encouraging. We are Animal Healthcare Workers Against Genocide had a webinar. Our colleagues, Dr. Miriam Kamal, as well as additional colleagues, walked. I think we had maybe around 30 veterinary professionals who joined, as it was specifically directed towards veterinary professionals. And it's a small but also mighty number. And we're hoping to organize fundraising for the veterinary graduates in Gaza. So that partnership has continued to move forward, and hopefully we'll be able to celebrate those students, and graduates getting their credentials.
Amazing.
This is great. Amazing. Thank you, Erica. Thank you for this. Please let us know if we can support in any way, and if we can join your actions too. I mean,
Absolutely.
united, we can make a bigger difference.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Erica. So today, our colleagues from Sudan could not join because they are traveling, and our colleagues from Rohingya could not join because they had some problems with the internet, but both of them are going to be joining us next week. Two of our colleagues from Congo could not join because they are both traveling, but we have Claude here with us. Claude, are you there? Claude? Yeah. If you're around, Claude, we can hear any updates from you or any reflections. For the meantime, we're gonna wait for Dr. Al-Farra to go to the ICU to talk to the family of that child. And let's go around the panel. We have Martha Miller. Martha Miller from Boston. Martha, thank you for your support. Thank you for being with us. Any reflections, Martha?
It was so many. Beautiful to hear from, her name was Yasmin.
Yasmin, she's still with us.
Yeah. Oh, it was so beautiful to hear from her, from you, Yasmin.
Do you want to speak with her in Arabic? How many Arabic do you know by now?
لا
لا احكي
No,
لها مرحبا، احكي لها مرحبا ياسمين. Do you know a few words? كيفك?
Yes. Practice.
Practice a couple of words.
oh my God.
اشتقنا لكم، اشتقت إليك. What did you say?
I look it up each time. I'm getting,
Yasmin, are you still with us?
Yes, I stand.
Yasmin,
Hello.
Martha
I
is
miss
trying.
you.
Yasmin, Martha is trying to learn Arabic, and you have a master in education, صح?
Yes.
Do you have a master in education? And Martha wants to speak Arabic. I mean, does that sound like a connection?
I'm sure in her spare time she wants to.
Can you help Martha learn more Arabic, please? We will connect you. We'll connect you
Yes, I
offline.
have.
خلاص منيح. We'll connect you with Martha.
عفوا. Thank you.
The only Arabic word she knows is اشتقنا إليكم. اشتقت إليكم.
What is that? What was that?
We miss you. You said it you wrote it in
I
English
miss
words.
you.
I remember
I
the
miss
other
you.
day. Yeah. اشتقت إليكم. We miss you.
I have to spend more time with Martha in Boston, and we speak only Arabic.
Yes, okay, that's a deal.
So Yasmin is here. She's listening to you, Martha.
Yeah.
We look forward to an event tomorrow in Boston. There's a screening of Karama, remind me the screening.
Sumud, it's a film called Sumud about actually a medical doctor.
Yeah. And Karama will be speaking after. Eileen and I will be selling the swag.
Eileen was with us earlier.
She was here, yes, she was out. It was beautiful to hear. I'm so struck to hear from Dr. Farrar about the depth of meaning of the ceremonies, and I would love to get a copy of those the articles he was referring to. I'm going to be seeing the mother-in-law tomorrow, so I will convey Dr. Al-Farrar's message to her. Very powerful about the symbolic and political dimension to the ceremonies. So I was very, very moved by that, as will, and I'm sure she will be also. So thank you, Dr. Al-Farrar.
Thank you, Martha. I think Dr. Al-Farrar is already now in the ICU, and maybe we're ready to talk to the family. Dr. Ahmad, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. This is my colleague, Dr. Wala. Dr. Wala is in the Palestinian board. She's in the fourth year. Third year. She's one of the amazing doctors of the Palestinian board in pediatrics. She will talk in a brief about the case of Yusra. First, I would like to thank Martha again and again. I was on the stairs while she's talking about the festival. Thank you, Martha. Best wishes for the family and for everyone who shared in that festival. Go on, Dr. Wala.
My patient is Yusra Abu Snaima. She is 8 months old. She has received yesterday a gunshot by quadcopter at where there's in the Mawasi.
بير 19.
بير 19 and developed subarachnoid, severe subarachnoid hemorrhage. The baby transferred to ICU, put in mechanical ventilator, sedated. CT follow-up show clinical improvement. Then the patient put in the ICU for close observation of the vital signs and hemoglobin. Now CBC was done to the patient, and we see a drop of the hemoglobin about 3 units, about 3 milligrams per deciliter. And we have to do follow-up CT. We are afraid about rebleeding or if there's subdural hemorrhage or any bleeding in the brain. And the case is now in about critical to moderate to critical case.
General condition.
General condition is moderate to critical. So we hope that bleeding will stop and the child begin to have family.
Thank you, Dr. Wala, for all what you do. Thank you for the update. Thank you for taking care of the baby and all the victims of this genocide. We, Doctors Against Genocide, all the doctors in the world, thank you for all what you do every day, for being the true doctors that you are, for refusing to abandon your patients and your profession, for being strong and resilient despite the lack of maybe medications or modern equipments. I know you mentioned you did the CBC for her. Maybe it's the only lab test that you have.
We have
And I
shortage
know,
of other labs.
yeah, I know many other lab tests are not available now. And being able to manage these very critical, these very severe cases, despite the lack of all these
Inshallah.
equipment, is really something heroic and something noble and something we can all
We
learn
do
from.
all of our best to the case to reach her family and to be well here.
You know, Dr. Nidal, Dr. Awala is working now 24 hours, over 24 hours. She's in the morning was with Dr. Abdullah Hasaballah in a bronchoscope. She's trying to train on bronchoscope. She will be, inshallah, over skilled and highly qualified in a bronchoscope and pediatric ICU doctor and the neonatal ICU doctors. This is the real Palestinian doctors that we have.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. We're proud of you, Wala.
We're all proud of her. Uh, this is our patient.
If you can remove actually the background, oh, this is the patient herself.
Yes.
سلامتك سلامتك حبيبتي. شو اسمها؟
Yusra.
Yusra. So, guys,
She's
these are human beings. They have names. They are lives, everyone on their own. Her name is Yusra. She's 8 months. And who's holding her? مين حملها?
no, she's in the bed.
Oh, she's in the bed. Oh, okay. Because I thought, yeah, because of the background, I thought someone is carrying her. سلامتك Yusra. Haram.
And this is
This is the latest victim of the American and Zionist and Israeli genocide on humanity and on the children.
life and vitals. Vitals.
Are her vitals stable?
Um, I think there is tachycardia. This is due to anemia.
Yes.
Yes. And she is also hypotensive. I think this is due to internal bleeding. Now they are trying to compensate, inshallah, and they will do CT.
Dr. Ahmed, does she have any other injury other than the one in the skull? Does she have any abdominal injuries?
No. Just the skull injury.
Drop of 3 milligrams of hemoglobin is really concerning. That's a lot.
Yes, that's what I was talking with Dr. Awala, that skull injury is unlikely to be the cause of that anemia. We have to looking for another injury, but when we are looking for here, there is nothing to be the cause, but in proportional to the skull due to the volume of the body in the infant, this could be explained. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. يعطيك العافية. Thank you for trying your best.
This is the pediatric ICU. We have
Dr.
another
Ahmed,
case.
Dr. Ahmed.
Yes.
I think if you go on video, look at your screen. Look at your screen. Look at your screen. Is there a sign there that says video?
One video.
Yeah. And remove the background. Remove the background. It will be easier for us to see everyone there if you remove the background. See this arrow? There is an arrow next to video. Press on it, and you can choose to remove the background. This way we can see everyone there without the background. It will be easier. I learned this from Karama, and Karama disappeared. Dr. Ahmed?
Yes.
When there is something called video. There's an arrow next to it. Press on it, and then say adjust my background. Press on adjust background and say remove the virtual background.
Share, maybe share.
No, not share. Video. Do you see video? There's an arrow next to it. في سهم جنب فيديو سهم. في سهم جنب فيديو. Press on the arrow. Press اضغط على السهم.
Stop video.
There is audio, there is video. There is audio and video at the corner تحت.
Audio, video.
Yes. Do you see there is audio video تحت؟ في سهم جنب فيديو.
Settings, free webinar information, hide reactions, record, disconnect audio,
There's
shows.
adjust background. Do you have an option that says adjust background?
Yes, I
Press on it. And I think you can say no video or no background. Anyone here knows?
Nidal, there's another. Can you hear me? Nidal, can you hear me?
Yeah, Kuram, can you help us, please? You're better than me in
Okay,
technical.
click the do you see the three dots on the bottom that says more?
Yes.
You'll see three dots and it'll say more. So click that and then click the settings and then you'll see virtual background. Do you see virtual background?
Yes.
Okay, click that and then it'll tell you to change it. You'll have option none, blur, and then you just click none.
None. Okay. Yes. It's okay. Yes, okay. Can you see now?
Open the camera now. Just
So
open the
turn the
camera.
video back on now.
Turn the video back on.
Sorry.
افتح الكاميرا. الكاميرا مفتوحة حبيبي. هي هيك.
Yes, ظبطت. Finally, good job. Oh, wow, success. Thank you, Kuram, for saving me.
Alhamdulillah, it
No
looks
problem.
like an operation.
Yeah,
دكتورة
that's the
ياسمين ايش
ICU.
الحالة هذه؟
مين هاي دكتورة ولاء ولا في دكتورة ثانية هاي؟
No, this is a case of septic shock
Septic
on
shock.
top of severe acute malnutrition.
Wow. So
She
malnutrition, starvation causing low immunity and
Yes.
critical sepsis. Yeah.
She got septic shock on top of acute malnutrition. She's unfortunately she was intubated.
Is 6 months old.
6 months old. Yes.
Dysmorphic features with the skeletal dysplasia, maybe achondroplasia.
Yes.
She was diagnosed to have SAM and acute bronchiolitis, then developed viral pneumonia. The general condition is deteriorated, then transferred to pediatric ICU. Put on mechanical ventilator for about 5 days. Developed septic shock. Was on Introb for 4 days. Then Introb was weaned off, and the child today is extubated to nasal cannula. General condition is moderate. Now we done blood ABG for the case. It was reassuring. BH is 7.5 and BO2 is 100 and BCO2 is 30. It's reassuring, and we will continue. اللي هي medical.
Yes. What do you think that the war and the environment that we have in Gaza affecting this child? First, that she has severe acute malnutrition, and that we couldn't diagnose her as confirmed a case of achondroplasia. We need genetic study. We need whole exome, which is not available in Gaza. So we have also in every case there is a story. There is a challenge to diagnose. She has SAM due to this criminal gangs that is closing the borders, and also we have a challenge in diagnosis and confirmed diagnosis about achondroplasia. We need to do genetic study for the family, as it is autosomal dominant disease. We have to do whole exome or West exam for her, and we couldn't do that. What we have else there?
We have a case of non-case of uncontrolled epilepsy.
Yes, here we have a case of uncontrolled epilepsy.
We need genetic study for uncontrolled epilepsy. Now, she has chest infection which provoked the epilepsy and developed status epilepticus. The child was on phenytoin, midazolam infusion. Then we have to proceed to thiopental sedation and put the patient on mechanical ventilation.
How old is the patient, Dr. Ola?
قديش عمرها ولا هذه؟
11-year-old.
She's 11 years old. You have levetiracetam or Kebra IV?
Yes, she received Kebra, received phenytoin, and we reached to midazolam infusion and reached to the therapeutic dose, but still have a convulsive state. Then we move according to the protocol, to our protocol to thiopental infusion and sedation, complete sedation.
Yes, she has complete sedation on
abort the convulsive state.
on thiopental. You think that this case need for maybe surgical, neurosurgical intervention for?
No, this case is a chronic case. We need genetic study.
Genetic
maybe
study.
syndromatic epilepsy.
Yes. She's has a normal mental stones. There is delay in mental stones. Sometimes, if refractory on tractable epilepsy, sometimes, Dr. Nidal, we are trying to consult the neurosurgeon. Sometimes they are talking about something procedure in the neurosurgery.
Ketogenic diet, maybe. In this case, we need continuous EEG monitor to confirm if the child is abort the convulsive state or not.
Yes.
Do you have that? Do you have that, Dr. Wala?
No.
No. We don't.
So you don't even have the
for such cases, which
EEG.
is
You don't have the
important.
EEG monitor to be able to
No.
Yes.
We
to
need
manage
it
this
to
patient the right way.
Yes.
withdraw the anticonvulsant.
Yes, we have also another. So we have the case of septic shock and refractory epilepsy and the gunshot. Who's this guy, Dr. Ola?
It is a known case of type 1 who is
This lovely boy. Salam alaikum. He's eating tomato. He's he's type 1 DM, diabetes mellitus.
11-year-old.
He's 11 years old.
شو اسمه؟
قول سلام
خلينا
عليكم.
Let's talk to him. مرحبا.
بقول لك مرحبا، قول له مرحبا.
كيفك عمو؟
بقول لك شو اسمك؟ بقول لك كيفك؟ الحمد لله.
شو اسمك؟
حبيب.
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 حبيب in English means what?
حبيب ايش هو عيلتك؟
Love.
حبيب ابو دقة.
Lover. حبيب أبو دقة.
Yes.
So Habib Abu Daqqa is type 1 diabetes, uncontrolled type 1 diabetes. He's in the ICU. So why is he in the ICU?
Because he was diagnosed to have DKA in the early morning. The state, he was with the criteria of DKA.
This is the first attack for him.
No, it's several attacks. He admitted to pediatric ICU for several times. Last one lasted 3 months. There is uncontrolled for his blood sugar all the period. And unfortunately, today he developed DKA. There was metabolic acidosis, ketosis, and
I think, Dr. Nidal, this is bad compliance about insulin and the dose of insulin. Here, I want to focus my colleagues about the challenges for diabetic patients in Gaza. انت اخته. Here his sister. No. عندكم صعوبة في الأشرطة؟ بقول لك كيفك يا عمو؟ عندكم مشكلة في أشرطة فحص السكر موجودة؟
قصد الاستكات.
الاستكات.
دلاليهم عطونا في الأردن.
لكن كنتوا بتواجهوا صعوبة فيها قبل هيك؟
كانوا ينقطعوا فترة.
Yes, they have a problem in the glucometer, Dr. Nidal.
Yes.
That they can't do glucose
They
level.
don't have the glucometer strips. That's why they could not control his sugar, and he went into a DKA.
Yes. And the type of food, we don't have the healthy food. Even we don't have ايش اسمه خبز القمح او الخالة؟ ايش اسم خبز الخالة؟
Whole wheat bread.
Yes, full wheat bread. We just have the white bread, which is not suitable for diabetic patient with.
Vegetables
And yes, the cost for vegetables and fruits is very costly for these patient.
So
So they
all the
eating.
talk about diabetic diet, all the talk about diabetic diet and diabetic education we have here in the West and the United States does not
Yes,
apply in Gaza because they just, the kids or the patients have to eat whatever they can get their hands on, and they don't have the luxury to choose what's
yes.
healthy, what's
This
not healthy. This is the white bread, yeah?
yes, this is not
Yeah.
suitable for them
But I mean,
at all.
if that's the only thing they have, then he's not gonna starve to death. So yeah, that's
Yes,
unfortunate.
yes.
And he went into decay because they did not have, because of the, they don't have the appropriate diet, and also they don't have the glucometer, the test strips and the other supplies to check for his sugar.
Even the insulin pens are not available all the time.
maybe it's
The no,
maybe.
the Novorapid and the Glargine and Lantus, sometimes they are expired because but sometimes the storage is not good. They are trapped on the borders for a long time and they are not working too much. Let's
شو
see the
اسمه
last
شو اسمه لا شو اسمه والله خلي قبل ما تروح ارجع عليه لو سمحت دكتور احمد.
اسمه
اسمه
اسمه حبيب ابو دقة.
اعطيه التليفون دقيقه الله يخليك، اعطيه التليفون دقيقه.
بده يكلمك يا حبيب. يس احكي
حبيب
يا حبيب.
كيفك؟
بالله
احنا الدكاترة من امريكا من كل العالم نحكي لك سلامتك. We wish you health and we wish you feel better soon.
بتمنى لك الشفاء العاجل. قول له شكرا.
شكرا.
وإن بدنا إياك تحس إنه أنت مش لحالك، إحنا كلنا معك، كلنا بندعمك. We wanted you to feel you are not alone and we all here to support you and you support your family. إحنا كلنا هنا عشان ندعمك وإن شاء الله بنتمنى لك السلامة والشفاء العاجل. ودير بالك على حالك، دير بالك على صحتك يا حبيبي. أوكي؟ ألف سلامة. يلا تفضل يا دكتور.
هاي أخته. احكي للدكتور. Okay, she's feeling
shy.
Something shy. Yes. This is the last one. What's this infant, Dr. Ola?
This case is 2 months old. He is a preterm, born at 28 weeks, and stay in the NICU for about 37 days. Then discharged at home. After about 10 days, he developed cough, poor feeding, and a cyanotic attack. The child is transferred to our pediatric ICU for recurrent attack apnea. So we admitted as a case of rule out sepsis. Blood culture was negative, but the child developed, the infant developed recurrent apnea. So we put him in the mechanical ventilator, but still cannot we wean the child off the mechanical, and the blood pressure was dropped and has to put on entrobe and need.
Dr. Nidal, this is one of the bump results of this war. The premature babies. We talked too much about them.
Do you have any estimates how much the ratio of preterm labor and premature babies have been?
Roughly, the premature baby admission, according to the whole babies in NICU, in Ministry of Health hospitals, before the war is over 20, the percent is 20%. 20% فقط. Nowadays, the percentage is nearly 60% of the admission are neonates, premature neonates. This is one of the examples. This neonate is a premature baby. He's prone to apnea. He's prone to chest infection. He's prone to immune deficiency. What I'm talking about, my colleagues, that these premature babies is like an ice ball. It move and bigger and bigger, become bigger and bigger. Why? Because this baby, when grow, he will never be in complete health. He will have mental affection. He will have autism. He will have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. He will have something like anxiety. This is the 3 A's belongs to premature babies. If she is a female, she will have short stature. When she will get married, when she's in puberty, after puberty, she will have babies who are short stature. So we are not talking about acute term or acute sequence of severe acute malnutrition or a premature baby. We are talking about long-term sequel that will be for generation and for the next generation. This is the point that we have to focus on the media to talk about it.
Yep. Thank you for sharing all this, Dr. Ahmed. I really think we need to do an ICU round every week, if you can.
Yes, I'm
Get
ready,
an
inshallah.
update.
Well, now Rayyan helped me how to do the video. Inshallah, next time we'll do it short.
Is it
Rayyan,
Rayyan? Is it Rayyan, the one who was with you?
yes, Rayyan talked to Dr.
وين
Nidal and
ريان؟
موجود دكتور، كيف حالك؟
كبران ريان، كيف
لا
حالك؟
والله هو you have to
أهلا.
feeling shy.
كيف حالك دكتور نضال؟ ان شاء الله
تمام،
تمام.
مشتاقين لك، كيف حالك؟
الله يسعدك، اشتقت لك العافيه يا رب.
شو طالعين شواربك ما شاء الله عنك، ندور لك عروس كبران.
خلاص تحلقهم، فيش مجال.
لا خليهم، ليش لا تحرقهم؟ ايفيدنس هذول.
خلاص عشان خاطرك ان شاء الله.
نور خليك معنا دائما يا ريان.
بنورك، الله يسعدك
اسمع،
يا دكتور.
نتجوزك قبل محمد، شو رايك؟
يعني خلاص تمام، موافق.
خلاص موافق.
ان شاء الله.
الله يخليك، ثانك يو، ستي سيف، دير بالك على حالك، والله يحميك.
الله يسعدك، الله يسعدك.
نور. بعدين انت لابس جاكيت نورث فيس؟
شايف يعني
داير لكشر، شو هذا؟ the same jacket that I have. We
You
need to
know,
get
he
rid of the
started
American brands when we can.
to get some English language. Please talk with Dr. Nidal in English. He wants to see your language.
Yes.
Please.
يعني
Please, you have to start. Yes.
ايش احكي يعني؟ ايش
قول له يعني
Talk to Diana, talk to him in English, please.
ان شاء الله في الخاص يا دكتور، خلينا نحكي مع بعض براحتنا.
يلا next time you need to speak to us in English إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. Thank you دكتور نضال.
نور يا ريان.
بنورك، الله يسعدك ويبارك فيك.
See you إن شاء الله next week إن شاء الله.
سلم على محمد، قول له زعلان عليه أنا لأنه الفترة ما شفناه، ما بين.
يوصل إن شاء الله، خلاص بنعتب عليه إن شاء الله.
شو اسم أختك اللي خرجت من الطب؟ What's your daughter's name, the one who graduated? What?
ليلى بدأت تدرس إن شاء الله سنة أولى طب.
accepted to the medical school. Yeah, احكي لها مبروك. احنا will not get a chance to congratulate her, but
إن شاء الله
إن شاء الله next time she will be with us إن شاء الله.
الله يخليك. Thank you.
يسعدك حبيبي، الله يعطيكم العافية. الله يعطيكم العافية.
Guys, any more reflections? Final reflections now. Who did not speak? Iman and Dania, your turn. What do you want to do from what we heard today about Gaza, about the West Bank, about Masafir, from Dr. Ahmed? What demands what preparation we have to do when we go to DC next in the next 10 days? Iman,
I think the rounds today just was a really good and important reminder. I think people forget that life continues, amidst genocide. And so diabetics still need insulin, and, type 1 diabetics in general are fragile, even in countries where you have medical equipment and all of that, and just imagining how to take care of somebody with DKA when you don't have all of those things. And so I think that is something probably really important that we should bring up when we go to speak to the offices. We talk a lot about, just the bombing and the rubble and all of that, but I think they forget that, people still have asthma and they still have, chronic conditions and all of that. And I think the importance of the long-term effects, on not only newborns. I mean, we still don't know what's going to happen to the folks that are being exposed to all of the, I don't even know what to call it, from like the bombs and the exploded, buildings and, all of the chemicals and all of that. And so I think that that's going to be really important. I also think I like that idea of the virtual meetings, especially with the offices, if we can't get appointments, with Aid and Dr. Farra. Like I can't imagine that it wouldn't wouldn't really impress upon them to see the rounds. And I don't know, I just had a thought in my head, like, I don't know if we could get several of the offices, whether it's like 20 offices on a Zoom, watching the rounds, because you're on mute, Nidal.
Yeah, and show them the baby with a skull injury. Yes, absolutely. This is important. Or the diabetes kid who doesn't have, medicine or supplies or the proper diet, or yeah, all these cases, or the case they could not diagnose because they did not have the
Genetic testing. I
genetic
mean,
testing. I
it's
mean, all these things are all related to the genocide and to whatever policies. These are all man-made, intentional. Whatever policies our
absolutely.
politicians are allowing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we need to brainstorm before our next meeting, inshallah, and really just come up with a game plan. But those I think were really important. So I really, really appreciated all of that today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Iman. Dania?
Reflections. I feel like I have so many. I guess like my first one is I'm grateful Dr. Ahmed presented on Baby Yusra. I feel like Baby Yusra's didn't make any headlines today. Nobody reported on her being hit with a stray bullet from American-made drones. So I think this is just more proof that there is no ceasefire, and I think it was really important to see her and see the family and understand that each individual is a universe, which also that idea was also reinforced by meeting Mrs. Adnan El-Burj today. Is oftentimes because the numbers get so crazy, like you forget that these people are sons and daughters and mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles and grandparents. And I think, getting to hear from her was so special. We all were touched by Dr. Al-Bursh's story and his resistance and his fight throughout this. And to just see his children, I mean, it was just so, I don't have the words. Another piece of reflection is hearing, we knew about Jamie Raskin's letter, and to hear from Raid that does help. I feel like sometimes, we get so, dealing with the U.S. politicians just feels like such a lost case. But hearing Raid say that letter was important and it did, halt some demolitions is just like more. I think it's kind of like the re-energizing momentum that we needed to hear that, this is important. So that's important. I really appreciated Dr. Ahmed's rounds today. And like Iman said, sometimes we forget that there's like other cases besides like just, shrapnel and being smushed by a building falling on you, that there's like other like everyday cases that are unfortunately not getting the attention and care. They're getting the attention, they're just not getting the resources they need because we have this evil Israeli blockade. So yeah, those are some of my reflections. Yeah, thank you.
Allah, thank you, Dania and Iman. These are very important reflections. So the fact that we can have our politicians see the victims of this genocide on the ground, and we can have virtual meetings with them to update them, update the staffers, is very important. Let's work on this. And as you said, also, I want to double this. Whatever we're doing is not magic. It's not fixing everything altogether. It's not ending the genocide, immediately, but we are moving the needle. And whatever action we can urge the, senators, the staffers to do, a letter here, a pressure here, a phone call to the embassy, to Israel, to the United States, does help something. We just need to have more doctors, more voices join. We need, again, Raskin himself. Was it Raskin who said, bring me 1,000 doctors? I think David's here. Oh, yeah, they bring me $1,000, 1,000 doctors, and I'll do whatever you want. So you can share this with us, David, because it was said to you.
Yeah, well, I did by chance have a conversation directly with Representative Raskin, who I met outside one of the buildings as he was waiting for a car, and I recognized him, and we had a a good conversation, and he expressed interest in where I was from, which is Rochester, New York, and asked who our representative was here, and told him, and he said, "Oh yeah, Joe, good. Well, Joe Morelli. I'll have a conversation. I'll tell him that I saw you." So I spoke to him about how useless our representative is, and that when he said that he would speak to him on my behalf, I said, well, the first thing I'd like you to say to him is that he ought to stop taking money from AIPAC so that he can start doing the right thing rather than what he's being bribed to do. And he didn't like that so much. Mr. Raskin didn't. He said, well, I think we should start with something less confrontational. That'll put him on the defensive. And I said, well, some things are need to be said first and foremost, because without that changing, nothing changes. And so he did say to me about, he said, well, how many doctors did you come with? And I said, well, we came with probably 50 doctors are here today, or a little more. And he said, well, if you would bring 1,000, how about bring 1,000? How about talk to the AMA? And I said, well, we have, but that organized medicine is is influenced by the same thing that Congress is influenced by. And he said, well, if you could bring 1,000 doctors, that would help me to be able to do more on your behalf. That would make a statement. So, I think that partly he's saying that because he understood from what I had just said that, getting 1,000 doctors would be a daunting task, to put it mildly, and it gives him an easy out. Well, they're only bringing. So I don't put a total stock in that suggestion, but I do think that if we upped our numbers and came with significantly more people, if it's not 1,000, if it was 200, let's say, as an improvement in numbers, in terms of numbers, I think it does call on him and others to do more. So while I don't think he was entirely sincere about it, I think there's some substance to it, and I think we should work on it. I think we could do better. It's hard because there are so many things for us to try to do, but I think we should brainstorm on it and maybe have a subgroup work on this idea and then try to implement it. If each of our group in the various cities, got 5 doctors more from their areas, or 10, that would majorly change the numbers. And we should be able to do it. We have people in Boston. There are a lot of doctors in Boston. We have people in Detroit. There are a lot of doctors there. I'm in Rochester. We've got some major institutions here, and I'm sure I could do better to try to get more people to come.
Yeah, we need to work on this. We need more of us speaking up and going to DC and speaking with these people. This is a call for everyone, all our colleagues who are with us here. Please spread the word. We need more people. Our coming visit is January 14th. That's 10 days. I think most doctors, healthcare workers can plan to make it in 10 days. It's only one day. If you cannot make it this month, let's make it for the February. February date is going to be February 11th. You have almost 6 weeks to plan this. And honestly, any extra voice, any extra doctor, any extra nurse, any extra pharmacist, paramedic, does make a difference. And as Dr. David said, not necessarily 1,000, 100 will be more impactful than 50. 200 will be better than 100. 300, 500, and more importantly also is the consistency. It's not just a one-time thing, because I remember one time they used to have a demonstration of 500,000 people, just a one-time off, and that's it, forget about it. But this is not how we do business here with DAG, the medical community, because we want to build a movement in the medical community that is persistent, that is consistent, that continue to advocate to change the way how medicine is perceived, how medicine is being practiced, what is the real meaning of medicine. We want to change our community itself, and also we want to be on the front dealing with politicians and leveraging our name, our profession with them to do more good to the world. So thank you, and we really want more of you. And believe me, it's easy, it's doable. It's a great experience. It's one of the best things that we have been doing so far. The sense of family, the sense of solidarity, the sense of knowing each other in person is priceless, and it builds bonds beyond any words, beyond any virtual, connections and stuff like that, or social media. So join us, and you will not regret it. And we want everyone, not necessarily doctors or healthcare workers, anyone can join. And Iman and Dania and Martha and Roxana, Maribeth will make the experience for everyone very easy. There is nothing to stress about. You don't need any experience. Just be there, and we will make it happen. And you will believe me, trust me, everyone who came would love to come back again, because it is for the first time, especially for the ones coming the first time you are in direct contact with those politicians, the first time you feel like your voice matters and you can make a difference. And again, we are not experts in this. We don't need to be experts. You don't need to know everything. We jump into this, and we learn as we go, and we improve. And anyone can come up with more suggestions, more improvements, more skills, how we can make this better. So everyone is part of this. It's not exclusive to anyone, and we don't claim to know it all, but we do insist on learning together and having more of us join. Roxana, what reflections do you have today?
Oh, geez. You caught me off guard. I thought that was your closing statement.
No closing yet.
Let's see. So I think we had all seen the videos of the graduation yesterday or today circulating around. It was powerful to hear firsthand. So I appreciated having that, because it's one thing to see it, it's another thing to have Dr. Lulu tell us himself. And I remember when we were at the conference, and he was telling us, I have X many days and I have to get through XYZ to get there. And, he got there. So that was really nice to see. And, medicine is difficult, of course, but I think that's quite an achievement, and an achievement under circumstances no one should ever really be put through at all. So it was nice to have him. It was nice to have Dr. Al-Farah on. And I appreciated all of that. And I don't know, Dr. Nadal, if I'm going to make anyone feel that comfortable. You know what I'm going to talk about when people show up. But yeah, no, I encourage people to come, and definitely I found really good friends through this organization. So I agree with that. People should show up.
Thank you, Roxana. We have Dr. Maribeth Brownlee, who's going to be graduating soon, also in April, and she will join Dr. Azz Lolo and his team. So since it's going to be the same year, we are going to include you in the Anqa, the Phoenix group. How about that?
How about that? I think
Well, you're already part of the Phoenix 2025 medical student graduating, because you've been strong against this genocide from day one, and you've been supporting those students, those doctors in Gaza all along.
Yeah.
And actually, the least we can do is to include you in the Phoenix, graduation group.
Okay. That's a really big deal to me.
Maybe we can have Iz prepare a special video for you and his group. Yeah.
Well,
See,
maybe
we're
a
making it
project.
nicer and nicer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something he and I can work on together. And I think that really appeals to, we don't seem to make as much ground with logic as we do with emotion. And when you appeal to the heart, you might cover more ground. And I think that has some potential for a very heartful sort of demonstration of solidarity. So a few things I did want to discuss. Early on in webinar, we had a comment from a lovely person watching, Mahmoudul Hassan. He says, Assalamu alaikum. Marahamadatullah. We, we, the Rohingya refugee students and youth, would like to wholeheartedly congratulate the brothers and sisters of Gaza. We truly appreciate and are proud of you. Inshallah, we will all be free, inshallah. And then to also document, an anonymous person sent Dr. Ez and your colleagues much love and thanks and well done. Against so much, you all came through and inspire us. Assalamu alaikum. So just wanted to give voice to...
So actually, the Rohingya youth will be with us next week. They were supposed to be today, but they had some problems with connection and preparing their presentation. But they have a group team working there, and inshallah, we will hear more from them.
And looking forward to hearing from them. I just wanted to give those two comments voice in our format. Also our lovely YouTube audience who watches the live stream, and they are on it. And they have had these really interesting ideas about more exposure for DAG and the work we do through different podcasts and things. And I want to encourage them that if there is a podcast you have that aligns with the values of DAG, you are absolutely encouraged to make contact with them. See if you can get a point of contact and arrange a chit chat with DAG. We're here. I also think about my comrades in the disability community, both with visible and invisible disabilities. There are a lot of barriers as far as like what they can do. Because sometimes going to protests on ground isn't a way that everybody can contribute, right? Things like that. So anybody who is willing, able, interested to reach out to podcast point of contacts, media points of contact, go ahead and just send us that email to info@doctorsagainstgenocide.org. Side note, should we make a media at doctorsagainstgenocide.org to handle such things in a more streamlined fashion so we don't miss people wanting to connect to propagate our message. And so, yeah, go ahead and then send us an email and be like, hey, you know, this, what was it? Revolutionary Change podcast has maybe reached out to DAG. So we'll, want to follow up on that and see. And then who is the person that would then be on the podcast? Okay. Another thing.
Before we move from our supporters, we are grateful for our supporters, the ones who are on YouTube. They are awesome, they are inspiring, and they are invited to come and join us. And any one of them wants to speak, welcome to reach out. I think Karama made a WhatsApp group with some of them before. So if anyone is interested to be part of the panels,
well,
to be part of the panels or speak or share anything, any ideas, they are welcome anytime. And we are again thankful and grateful for your continued support. And we love this mini community, that virtual community that you created, and that you, go about watching and spreading the word from our webinars. So thank you.
Yeah. Somebody had asked like, oh, would you want like people to come with you on Hill Days, like media people or Yes, please. We don't always have the individual resources to necessarily connect with everybody everywhere. And so this really diffuse network of the Dagsters doing that ground level work would be really helpful if anybody had a way to connect us.
Yep.
right? We're pretty friendly. And then let's
Are you
see.
sure? Are you sure?
I'm very nice. No. I loved the rounds today.
Yes.
And you remember we had talked months ago about med student rounds. And it kind of had me thinking about that again. Again, I don't know if we have sort of the capacity to add like one more project, but I have the DAG students in the Signal group. It like, could we do a grand rounds periodically with med students? Because like me, oh my God, the amount of notes I took today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, bummer, Dr. Alfara isn't here because I actually had a question about Cushing's triad in brain injuries in children, specifically the young pediatric population. Because for the audience, you see these certain changes in a person when they have increased pressure in their brain. And so this baby sounded like it was hypertensive, right?
Yeah.
But the other part of it is bradycardia, and baby was tachy.
Yes.
But does the anemia manifest in the tachycardia outpower the bradycardia parasympathetic reflex? And then in a very young child whose skull still has maybe some soft fontanelles, like, would you still not see a manifestation of Cushing's in a baby that young if they were at risk of now herniation? And so yeah,
Very interesting observation. And I think, yeah, we thought about the idea of the grand rounds for med students a while ago. And sorry, because there are so many things to do and maybe we just
right?
forgot about it. But please, thank you for reminding us. We need to do it maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Once a month,
Yeah.
medical student grand rounds, and we can do it one time with Dr. Al-Farra, sometime with an adult, doctor there, or a surgeon or an orthopedic, and different hospital every
Mhm.
time. Let's, maybe we wanted to lead on this, please, Maribeth.
Yeah. Okay.
The grand
Okay.
round, once a month, grand rounds for medical students, and we have Dr. Sui with us. We have all of us here, and we can have a doctor or two or three from Gaza join us every time
Yeah.
and be
Fantastic.
Karama has something about education, knows something about education and academics.
And
Maybe she can,
brains. She knows a
and
lot about
brains.
baby
Yeah,
brains.
maybe she can help us with that project too.
I think, it would be good to have some time for each patient, just, not a
Yeah.
touch and go, because you don't get the full picture. And I also think if we're going to do this, probably, I don't know if it's appropriate to have it in a webinar, public webinar form.
No,
I
for the
think
medical student, the grand round is going to be
it
just
should be
medical
like
student, medical. Yeah.
a small study group or something like that.
Yeah. Which then, would you want to look at like a campaign focused effort like 1,000 Doctors Day in DC and give time for like build up towards it? Was
I
sort
like
of
that.
another idea now floating around.
Mhm.
Let's see. Iman said swimming in really cold water is good for you.
Who's Iman?
Fact, this Dr. Husney right here, our
Iman.
very own. She put a message in and said it's good for your mitochondria. So now I got to get like the New York and maybe the Boston gals together, all us ladies, and we're gonna go swimming in New York or Boston, right? I'm sure Martha will love it.
So let's go back.
She says, yeah.
Yeah, let's go back and not forget the important point. Build up to maybe having a 1,000 doctor going to DC. How about do it in April, which is the international month of, the recognition of genocide and genocide victims and stuff like that. Do you think we can do that? We have 2-3 months.
And do
Could we
you want to
start?
call it 1,000 Doctor Day or 100 Doctor Day
I mean, we
initially?
can say the campaign, white coat march to DC. That was the first ever campaign that was intended by DAG in 2023. If we can put it back to life, but try to have more numbers this time.
Maybe we will have the ribbons ready.
Yeah,
The
exactly. I think
genocide.
it's gonna be like mid-April. Maybe let's start. Can we start maybe the basics of a flyer or idea concepts about this and try to get 200, 300, 500 doctors, healthcare workers come. And I think April, the weather is nicer, and April is also as a month. It's a month to raise more awareness against genocide, about genocide victims, and we have, 3, 4 months to prepare. So that would be a good idea. What do you think, Iman, Daniel?
I love that idea, Mary Beth.
Yeah,
I think that would be awesome. And I think we can say 1,000. They talk about
1,000.
million in March, right? Let's
Yeah,
not keep the
exactly.
number low. Let's say
Yeah.
1,000 white coat march, and maybe that we just have to figure out how to really get it out there. I don't know if we have
Just
connections
make
with
it,
any
make a note,
influencers.
make a note, please, of this so we can
Yeah,
build it up. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
definitely.
And we need, yeah.
Yeah, and then challenge ourselves. Like I'm gonna work on Dr. David Sperber's idea. We can find each of us 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I'm gonna work on it though. I'm gonna
Yep.
start naming names, my 5 people, and calling them in and being like, you can do it, you'll be fine. It's very
Yep.
motivating. Okay, then I think the final thing, because I'm taking so long today.
No, it's good. These are important points. Thank you.
Is so I have 3 more months of electives before I graduate, and I am able to do up to 2 4-week rotations that are research time, and that counts as electives for me. And I have been sort of thinking through some ideas. And I have to like submit it to my school and get it approved and whatever. Some things I would want to maybe do research on, but I'm just not sure if it's available or useful or practical. And then there are also like specific medical student oriented academic journals and sections of larger academic journals specifically for students. And I would have access to like poster presentation conference work too, having done this as a student. It puts me in a kind of a different category for publication and poster work. So some of the ideas which would require like my connections through DAG, I need either an MD, a DO, or a PhD who is like my mentor on it. Nowhere in the instructions from my school did it say it could not be an international person. So with some of the ideas, one I was thinking about is if we had the data available in Gaza, I don't know if we do, of changing birth weights over time. And then maybe doing like a 2-way ANOVA to establish, is there a relationship, at a bare minimum, a relationship between a decrease in birth weights in Gaza with the amount of funding the United States sends to Israel? And then do a 2-way ANOVA on the amount of money we send to Israel and the amount of children in the United States experiencing homelessness. And then we are building like a mathematically demonstrable format of here is the imperial boomerang bouncing all over. So just some things, but then like I said, like I would need the data, like the numbers from Gaza, and maybe Dr. Alfara would be the second author mentor on this. I don't know. Or maybe Dr. Ez.
Or both.
Or both. And this would be our combined sort of thing that then through my med student work, I get published or poster access to. So just putting it out there for the crowd.
Yeah, please. This is important. Yeah, I think we should need to work, maybe create a group for this. We already have actually a student doing a practicum with us, with the disability group. So that is also something that we're trying to collect the data on this.
Mm-hmm.
But collecting the data on the preterm labors and underweight and all these things is
Yeah,
very interesting
yeah.
through Nasser Hospital. And I think Dr. Ahmed and his team at the ICU and the whole the hospital there will be a great source
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you
of the
can I mean,
information.
you can even address in your info that like not every birth weight can even be recorded under times of genocide.
Great. Let's
Yeah.
work on this too. Absolutely. Great idea.
I think that's it. Thank
Okay.
you.
We have Dr. Suyang, your reflections. I know you talked about Dr. Ghassan, but your reflections on the other subjects of the webinar. Dr. Sui?
I'm trying to unmute.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay, right.
unmuted now.
I think today has been a fantastic webinar. Very, very constructive and very inspiring too. I think I should apply to be an American resident or citizen so that I can really live here and work with you all, right?
Yeah, or we can come to UK and help you there. It seems
No,
both of
they
them,
put people in prison.
they
Oh,
are both
I
competing
volunteered.
who can be who can cause more oppression and repression to their people.
Oh, US
There is
can.
a competition between them, yeah.
You're talking about the quartz, the little girl, you know, one of the factories that the people who are now in prison trying to shut down Elbit, they make the quad copters. So we have got
Oh.
several factories which the Palestine Action people try to shut down, and that's why they're all in prison.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
right. I put myself on the register to visit them in prison. So let's see what happens.
Karama, are you still there? Karama?
Nidal.
Yeah, you want to close this out
Trying
before
to-
you leave?
You
I'm
have
gonna
been
ask you.
fantastic,
No,
Karma.
before you leave, you cannot
Yeah.
leave before
I
you
made
close
you
the webinar.
host.
No, you're the host now. Close it out.
You're host.
Yeah. You want to say anything?
No, I agree with Dr. Suyang. It was very good. I mean, just looking at our Instagram feed and
Yeah.
seeing all the pictures of the graduation was just stunning, to
Yeah.
say the least.
The students
And
are great. So wonderful.
meeting Dr. Adnan's wife, it was really what a beautiful, strong woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, we're starting the new year, so this should be inspiration for us to keep going because people count on us being in their corner. And maybe we can have a New Year resolution to make the webinar shorter a little bit.
No, no such resolution exists.
I don't know. I don't think Dr. Jabu can make it shorter, you know how?
No, no. Can we do it shorter, Dr. Sui?
I don't think so because today we are almost finishing 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
But that is because Congo is not here, Rohingya is not here, Sudan is not here. You add them in, it'll be 5 hours, right?
5 hours is good, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So actually,
Unless
it was very productive today, very inspiring and very sad, but also very productive in terms of ideas, ideas of advocacy. I think Iman and Daniel grasped very important points that we're going to work on, and ideas for academic work. I think Maribeth seems Maribeth Karama. We're adding Maribeth to the Phoenix group, the Fawj
Mary
al-Alqa.
Beth, yes,
She's
let's
graduating the
do it.
same year, so and she's
Yeah,
gonna be very scared.
I think we need more subgroups that manage things and get more involved. So
But anyway, as you said, New Year,
Yeah.
recharge, renew our energy, our dedication, our commitment to make a difference, to end all genocides. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you for all what you do. Thank you for staying strong. And I know sometimes it feels exhausting, but as we said, it's a new year. Let's consider as if we are starting now.
Yeah.
And we are locked and loaded to stop the genocide and the crimes, not to kill more people, no, to stop the genocides and to make real peace in the world, real justice, real accountability, not fake peace just to get Nobel Prize and to get all these, false designations. We don't even think that the Nobel Peace Prize or the Nobel himself were something to be proud of. They were always politicized. They were always, controlled by the ruling class to use and pick and choose, not necessarily the people who deserve it the most. So hopefully we will make our own peace, our own way, with justice, full justice, full accountability, and where every human being in the world is equal, is peaceful, in peace, and dignified and respected, where everyone has enough, where no one has more wealth and more power and more control over our future, our world, even bigger than countries now. And where no country in the world has the dominance that the United States is enjoying and turning the whole world into a jungle with no rules, no basic humanity, no decency, and violating every norm that humanity, remember, every international law we have now, any universal human value we have now, is something humanity has worked for millennia to achieve. This is not the American work. This is not the Western creation. This is the accumulation of all humanity since the beginning, since day one, the evolution of humanity to reach this point. And we refuse to allow Trump or the United States or Britain or Germany to destroy all what humanity has worked for millennia.
Yeah.
And we refuse also to live in a world that is ruled by the standards of the bullies, and we refuse to inherit such a world to our children. So it's an obligation for us to make a better world, a better medicine, a better humanity. And thank you for your support. Stay strong. And as we always said, the best treatment for the sickness from genocide is to work day and night to end this genocide in Palestine, in Sudan, Congo, Rohingya, and everywhere, wherever there is a genocide. Thank you for your
Please,
support.
I have one more thing.
Yes,
One more thing.
absolutely. Please, you
Okay.
close it, you close it out.
That's too much pressure,
You
but I do
saved
have
me.
one more thing. Congress
Yes.
is back in session tomorrow, so please, we have a call campaign. Let's get the mobile homes in. Rain is on the forecast on Friday in Gaza. So please, guys, call. They're sitting at the border. Please let them be flooded with these phone calls tomorrow. The link is in it's in our weekly email, so please use it. It only takes like a few minutes, and that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
And also, we cannot forget about Dr. Hussam and his colleagues. There is so many letters, so many campaigns to release Dr. Hussam and his colleagues. And I think Code Pink is also starting another campaign. So please support all of them. Every noise, as Reed said, every noise does help, does make a difference. Like the child, the American U.S. citizen child, Mahmoud, Muhammad, what's his name?
Muhammad Ibrahim.
Habib.
Muhammad Ibrahim was released last
yeah.
month. Due to our constant pressure, we can also, if we continue the pressure and keep up the pressure and make it harder on them to hear about Dr. Hussam, his colleagues every day, about the
Yeah.
children in Gaza every day, about the people who need the mobile home every day, eventually they will do something. So never think that nothing's gonna help. Let's go and sit home. That's an excuse
No.
for not doing anything. That actually is a silence, and that enables the aggressors. Okay, Dr. Sweet.
No, talking about Dr. Hussam. You got a chapter of Amnesty International in USA. Pressurize them to adopt him as a prisoner of conscience. Because they have to campaign for him.
Who?
Dr. Hussam.
The AMA?
No, the AMA is useless. I'm talking
useless.
about Amnesty International.
Amnesty, yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know they have campaigns. Yeah, we need to pressure work with them more.
Because they're I don't know whether they're hiding behind or what it is, you see. They just keep telling us that, it is very difficult and nothing is difficult. What's so difficult about granting him, prisoner of conscience? Because that immediately shifts the focus from him being associated with Hamas and therefore deserve to be arrested as a terrorist to a prisoner of conscience, which is associated with bad dictatorship, imprisoning their people, you see. So so we should adopt him. He is a prisoner of conscience imprisoned by Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just heard back from Dr. Ghassan Abu Sitta, and he said, yes, he confirmed the court will start on Tuesday, and we will stay ready to support in any way, based on, his instructions and the instructions of his legal team. So we are all there in support. And again, it's all one fight, and we will not let any one of us go down. We are all united, and we will rise up as one.
Great.
And we will not go down. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yalla, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Let's
And
make it
strong
the
New
year
Year.
to end the genocide. Stay strong and stronger and stronger and stronger. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Yalla,
Okay.
salam.
Yeah.
Salam.
You have a good day and I have a good evening. Okay.